another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Darling.
And hello. Yeah, I heard the little breath in the two town. You know, I didn't have enough breath in the note. I heard that. So it popped. It didn't crack. It popped. What's going on? What's going on to all of my tea sippers? My crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey. What's your tea? What's your tea, honey? It's another glorious day, darlings, and I know you have all of your crumpets together because you know what time it is, darling. It is time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech. What's going on? What's up, honey? Listen, it's been a very interesting last 7 days, honey. So today's show, honey, we're going to reflect on some things that has been in the news, a little piece for a minute, that I didn't get to because it was like, okay, you know what? Okay. You know, be that as it may, and et cetera, and things, you know. But you know, we're gonna get into it and get right down to it, and you know, what they say, let's get down to the real nitty-gritty, sugar, okay? And all of that. So with that being said, honey, I want you guys to like, subscribe, share, call all your friends that carry on, tell the Big Meech is on right now, honey. We've got to dish a little bit of tea. And the thing of it is that some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight, some things may be a little bit controversial today, okay? It may challenge your thinking, and I want it to, because what we're going to do here is that I'm not afraid to run from topics and things of that nature. And I'm not afraid to have a difference of opinion. But in having a difference of opinion, you know, what I love is to make sure that we're able to dialogue, you know, and to do all of those particular things, okay? And all of the things, okay? What how Maddie say, and all of the things. You know, that's my sister, Miss T.S. Madison, honey. I got to give her a shout out. That's my sister, okay? That's my sister, honey. Okay, and I don't give a damn what nobody say, honey. That there is what? My sister. Okay, don't treat what I say. That's my sister, okay? And, yeah, I just love giving her a shout out to all of those particular do-I-ditties and shenanigans and things and all of those things, you know. Now, wait a minute. What is going on? Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm sitting up here trying to do something. I have to remember, for those of you guys who are watching us, remember, I'm still in Facebook jail right now. So I cannot go live on any of my Facebook channels that you're used to watching on. So listen, for those of y'all who are used to seeing folks in here, go to them and tell them to come to the YouTube pages. My YouTube page, Aunt Nikki's YouTube page, Big Red's YouTube page, and also go to my Twitter page. You can catch the show live there. I'm trying to put the little advertisement, quote unquote, post on my YouTube, on my Facebook page, because while I'm in jail, I can't post anything. They gave me 30 days. So I'm like down to maybe like 23 days, okay, that I can't post anything. Well, I can't go live, that is. I can't go live, and I can't post any advertisements. And with the advertisements, that means some of the Facebook posting and things, that we do all the time. Okay. That you pay for and all those kind of things, trying to get folks or whatever. But yeah, that there is that. Yeah, we are live on YouTube right now. I'm gonna put that down here now. So folks who are used to following us, come on over and check us out. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I could put the link up in here. Wait a minute. Did I do the thing right? No, go back. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to do this. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I thought I had that up, but no, I did not. I was doing a couple other things. Okay, so be that as it may. Yes, I'm in Facebook jail, honey. What's going on, Sugar Plum? Hey. Okay, yeah, hello, family, honey. What we got here? Hey, Big Meat. I just had my brownie bites, and it'll be on at 7. Okay. What you say? Not your brownie bites, honey. Hello, Jojo, darling. How are you? Okay, and the Princess Leia's up in here, honey, and she's here for the tea. Okay, she said, I'm here for the tea, sugar. Okay, so listen, we're about to bring in Aunt Nikki. Wait a minute, let me make sure she's ready. You ready, girl? Okay, she said, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, she over here in the green room and things. And Colonel, she over there being a grandmother because she got like, y'all know she got Lily, but honey, 4 of her other grandbabies that came.
Hold on, but you can go ahead. Yes, okay. I feel like I got 1 million of my grandkids here. How many of them? It's 5 all in.
5 all together, honey.
5 of them here today.
Okay. All the grandbabies and things, honey. Okay.
The grand royals are in the house. Honey.
Okay, Mook. Okay, hey, Mook.
Mook is here.
In the building.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay, sister, we on. Since she thought we was on earlier. Keisha, right. What y'all auditioning?
Okay, how about that? Okay. Now listen. I've got a few videos that I'm going to play y'all.
I'm gonna mute for a second to get everything together, but I'm listening.
Okay. I got a few things that I'm going to play for y'all today because I want y'all to see something, okay? But and it's going to rub that way because one of the things that we're going to be talking about is I got a Christian teacher who then came up and she wants to even out the playing field, okay? And what she's saying is, well, if schools are going to be allowed to teach gender identity to elementary school students, she feels that she should be allowed to teach Jesus Christ made man and boy, all that. And so in her mind is she wants to even out the playing field. And my question is, does she have a point? Or are we crossing the boundaries of church and state, okay, in this particular point? I'm going to get to that in a minute. And that's going to ruffle some feathers because, see, I'm going to also play a couple other clips that I got. I love the new babies. When the new children, honey, are new, they're on a new spiritual walk and carrying on, and they are on fire for the Lord. And I love it, honey, because that fire, it really should be unquenchable. However, being that I was there once and I know what that is, there comes a point where you balance out, with your spiritual self and your human self, and you have to find the happy medium. But what ends up happening is I have a couple of instances I'm going to play where I want you to tell me if they were appropriate or not. Okay, I'm going to put that up on everybody. And one of the things that we're going to get into,
I was going to say, I'm one of those people. See, when we're talking about gender identity and stuff like that, I think that's the science of it.
Right.
So, no, I do not feel like unless you go to a Christian academy or any kind of religious academy,
where it's a religious base, right?
Do not bring it into the schools because that means you feel like your religion is the only one.
Right. Exactly.
And you cannot do that. If that's what you want your child to learn, there's no problem with putting your child into a Christian academy. Hell, I went after Muslim school, after Islamic school. I went to a Catholic school just because my mother didn't want us in a public school. And we lived
Wow.
too far for us to continue going to the Islamic school. She just didn't want us in public school. So I didn't experience public school until the 9th grade. And I had to beg for that. So if there are certain things that you want your kids to learn or not learn,
Right.
I feel like you should put them in special places just for that. There's nothing wrong with it. However, knowing all the different facets of mainstream religion that like I know and have studied, I do not feel it's fair to teach one or the other
Right.
unless you're teaching them all
Unless you teach them all in a public setting.
in a public setting.
If it's not a specific school for that,
Right.
yeah.
Because then you subjecting somebody else's child. You want your child to learn whether it be Jesus Christ or Allah or Moshe. If that's what you want your kids to learn and only learn because those are your values, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand that this place that we live in is not a one religion country. It's not.
Exactly. And even though the values of this country are supposedly, this is a Christian nation.
Right.
Supposedly. And I'm putting supposed in quotation marks because everything about what is supposed to be Christian has been an upset to the apple cart since it's.
But what about what the Constitution say and stuff?
What about it?
Be able to practice whatever. Freedom of religion.
Right, but but that's only until you get on my nerves. You could do whatever the fuck you want until you get on my nerves.
True.
Okay, because
that's where the problem lies.
Okay, let's go here because see, here's where we are. Okay, let me start. I'm gonna start here. Okay. Oh, I'm already here. Let's start here. Okay, I'm gonna start with. Let me start with the Christian teacher.
If schools are allowed to teach gender identity to elementary children, then I, as an elementary educator, should also have the freedom to teach them about how God was not confused when He designed them. I should be able to teach them about Jesus and how God created them, a boy or a girl, on purpose and for a purpose. If you had the freedom to teach my child that they might be confused about their gender, then I should also have the liberty to teach your child that God did not make a mistake when He created them. I think it's time we even out the playing ground.
Okay.
So why don't she go teach at a Christian school?
But here's my thing though, because see, again, the part of this argument that really fucks with me. Okay, I'm listening to her language. If you're going to teach my child that her gender identity is it may be confused, she may be confused, or God made a mistake. That's not what the hell this is. And that is where I am with a lot of these damn
because she's saying that it's a mistake again.
Right.
Now, your own books, all the stuff y'all study say God don't make mistakes. And that God and stuff, we're gonna take Jesus out of it. We're gonna say God. Because remember, Jesus ain't come to the New Testament, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's go with just God in the beginning.
Right.
Okay, because y'all don't even want to take me there because until Pharaoh Akhenaten, we wasn't just serving only one God. So let's be clear. Right.
I'm having.
Y'all don't even want me to go down that road. This ain't the road you want to go down. However, if you teach your children all the time that God don't make mistakes, right?
Right.
You also say God is everything. God is either male or female, and is everything all in it. Everything and nothing all at the same damn time.
Right.
Where do you get off saying that it's a mistake? Most religions teach it's already written. So if it was already written, then God already knew.
Right. And so all of that becomes a subjective teachings. Because what goes on in my house, honey, is what goes on in my house. As for this house, me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Ain't that what we do? Period. So this is what we do here. If you're going into public spaces, I know what your intentions are. Your intention may be, okay, listen, I know, God and all that, but we have to remember not everybody thinks or follows the same way. Hell, look
Right.
at when we look at the church and when we look at religion and carry it on, we see the separation there. We have so many different denominations, and yet everybody claiming to be Christian. Look how many denominations we have, and everybody claiming to be Christian, but yet nobody got it right because everybody is
And think about it. Why is it when we talk about the Catholic faith, they almost act like that's a whole separate entity,
right?
but it's
And
Christian.
but because of that, and mind you, that there is Catholic Judaism that this country is ran by. Okay,
Catholic Judaism.
yeah,
What is
it's Catholicism and Judaism. We got
Oh,
that,
okay.
that whole okay.
Mhm.
As far as the Christian values that this country stands on, okay, and what they speak and carry on and blah blah yakety. But when it comes down to this whole thing with the whole gender identity, it is bothering me. And I know every time y'all, I know some of y'all who may be tuning in be like, God damn it, you on this topic again. Yes, the fuck I am. Because again, now this was just posted 2 days ago.
And we need to talk about it.
It was posted 2 days ago, okay, on Twitter. And she's a 4th grade teacher. Okay. Now, do I agree with her? I don't necessarily agree with her, but I respect I know what she's saying. I understand exactly what she's saying.
But she also has to understand the other side of that everybody don't believe the same way you believe.
Number one, but
everybody do not think that, because her wording says that a child who has a different gender identity than what you think they're supposed to have is a mistake.
Right. And that's what we're teaching. That's what talking about. If you're coming in teaching gender identity, then I need to teach that God didn't make a mistake. Okay.
And in those words, you're telling that
those
child
are the words
that you're telling them that they're a mistake.
Here is where this is for me, because this wasn't an issue about teaching this in the class. Because the whole idea, we learned this. How many of us remember when we learned differences? Okay, remember when we were in school, we had to learn the difference that a boy was this because boys have penises and girls have vaginas. Okay.
I can honestly say they didn't ever teach me that, and probably because I went to an Islamic school.
Okay, right.
Parochial school, so no.
Okay, we got that in public schools. Okay, to understand the differences. In fact, that's what a lot of this the whole idea of the gender roles come into play. Because girls are made from sugar and spice and everything, about nice. Boys are made from frogs, toads, and whatever. I forget.
Tails.
Yeah,
something with tails and puppy dog tail.
Yeah,
I don't know about it.
Okay, so we learned that. We learned gender identity already. See, that's the part that's already there.
Even those things where they wanted the girls to go to home ec,
yes,
and boys to take auto mechanic.
And wood shop. Yes.
And that's why I'm so happy. I went to a vocational school. So when you're in the 9th grade at my high school, they call it trade exploratory. So you were TXers. TXers got to every 6 weeks or every 4 weeks or something like that. You went to a different thing. Baby, I went to auto mechanics. I learned how to take a disc brake apart and put it back together.
Right. Okay.
I can't remember now, but I was so happy when I did it then. I knew that everybody in my family was doing hair. It was a requirement that we learn how to do hair. So I knew that cosmetology was not going to be the shop that I took, because it was going to be something that I was going to have to do anyway. I wanted to learn something different. I learned offset printing. I know how to develop film. I know how to develop the plates they use to make not counterfeit money, how to make money at the Mint. Sorry. My head went to the old me. Sorry.
To the dark side.
Yeah, went to the dark side. Wait. They did. They were
to tell all her secrets.
I was about to tell. I feel like that time when you had to tell them how to choke hold or get the secrets out.
Okay.
But yeah, I was glad that I was fortunate enough to go to a vocational school where they didn't separate us and say, oh, well, the girls will do this and the boys will do that. So boys, I can honestly say I don't think that many boys went through cosmetology, because they did still have that And that's for
It had,
girls.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because
but
doing hair and makeup was a girl's thing, right?
right.
And
But
remember,
they did have a lot of boys in baking and restaurant practice. Because my third husband, he was there too. He had restaurant. He's been a chef ever since he graduated high school in the top casinos and everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they tried to develop us into the women should be cooking and cleaning, and the
right.
men should be working on cars
We
and
learned
building
all
houses.
those gender roles then. So gender identity, honey, is already being taught.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's already a part of what we consider to be the heteronormative mainstream curriculum.
Right.
Okay. And that's just through it's just through osmosis because everybody sees that as normal.
Right.
Okay. That's normal. Why do you think that we don't have a lot of female sports in the damn schools?
Right.
We don't have a female football team. We don't have a female where they just started with female baseball
the girls
team.
are breaking out and
Volleyball.
playing on the boys' teams now,
Yeah.
which I don't have a problem with girls playing football because I used to play football with my brothers and my cousins and stuff too. However, playing that way, like school and stuff like that, I do not feel like females should be playing with the boys because I feel like they can really get hurt.
And
That's just
sometimes they
my
will.
personal opinion.
Because listen, and we all know this because we've seen it, okay? And it's just in playing street ball.
Right.
Anytime you had a girl that wanted to go up against a boy, he was
They
always trying to show her how much of a nigga she ain't.
Yeah, you think
okay, you think you
like,
tough.
I was saying with my brothers is I know that they're not going to hurt me. But had Keisha and Cole been talking about back in the day, I don't give a damn how much a not girly you want to be. But if you told me you wanted to go play football with Red Man and Molly on their damn PAL team, I'd have been like, absolutely not.
Right.
Because I feel like you could get hurt. Not that I think it's a boy thing or a girl thing, but the boys are trained to hurt each other.
To hurt each other. Hello.
To hurt each other.
Right.
Well, I definitely don't want my daughter getting hurt. Now, if she playing with the female league, I don't like that league either because them bitches got on lingerie, which I think is a total disgrace.
Which is ridiculous. Right.
It's a fucking total disgrace. They out there playing football, whether it's flag or not. Their bodies are totally exposed. And I think that's some sexist ass man shit.
Yeah, it is. Completely. And so I have a major problem with that. Okay. So what we have here, we have started some shit, and Florida is key in it. Because they've already passed it, and other states are trying to jump on board. And here, now talking about politics, this then came down to Democrat versus Republican bullshit.
Always.
Okay. Because all the other states that are trying to adopt what Florida did are other Republican states. Okay. So we're on this particular thing, and it really the conversation that they're having is a biased conversation because you're coming from a place of ignorance because you don't know what this is. It's just like sitting there trying to tell the birds and the bees. You don't go telling kids about fucking right off by saying, okay, this is what's going to happen. Everything is always age appropriate. And why?
I wish I could have recorded myself telling Lily.
Okay.
I gotta remember exactly what I said because I'm gonna make a video about it and I'm gonna send it to them.
Okay. And the whole thing about it is that we now have children who are understanding that they are different. They are transgender now. Back when we were kids, honey, we always thought that they were gay. And they transitioned. When we come back to the high school reunion, honey, they made the transition and carried on. And carried on. But honey, I was Ken, but now, honey, I'm Valerie.
Okay.
Or whatever the case may be. That was what we had to deal with because it was a shame. It was a this, it was a that. Back when we were kids or whatever. And see, me being gay, it was always something because I was playing with the dolls. Remember we had the head, the Barbie and the crystal doll with just the head.
I just told Lily I'm gonna get her a new one. Yup.
Okay, and all we had was the hair. So I was there bumping, curling, and carrying on and trying to do hair. But I was always looked at like I was wrong for that because I didn't have a Tonka truck or whatever. And carrying on, and it always used to upset me because it was cool. Remember when we went through that phase? It was cool for girls to do it.
Because I had boy and girl toys.
Okay.
can't trust, baby. My Stretch Armstrong, you couldn't tell me nothing. I used to
Okay.
take his ass apart all the fucking time.
And so, hey, Rose, she the Rose that came up in here.
Hey,
Okay.
bro.
So what we have is, the idea that a lot of these children are trying to come on. The idea is superfluous. They are not giving you the real on that because it's coming from a place of idiocracy. They are not educated. They're not even educated on the subject, let alone trying to sit there and tell you what's being taught. They said they're fear mongering.
I just got like a, it just came over me like an epiphany. Look, you just did your thing. I just plugged mine up.
Okay. And this one
We
don't
flashing
pop like
together. No, wait, we flashing together.
Yes, child. And I got the air on. I'm like, oh, okay. And you see, I only got one light, and the light is not directly.
I only got one light on too.
Yeah.
So you know how every so often in our world, when the things are changing,
Yeah.
right? When things are changing, so we're in that evolved space right now, right? Things are changing because remember, back in the olden times, those definitive roles, women should be doing this. Because remember, before they didn't even want us to go to work.
Right.
You be barefoot, pregnant. You got to be this. Then we start evolving. Then we start getting more educated. I love that little saying I heard the girl say. The alphabet mafia we start hearing from them more. They weren't in the shadows.
Right.
They're coming out now to say, listen, we tired of being back there. It is what it is. What I heard JoJo say, I'm here, I'm queer.
Right.
Either you love me or you don't, but what you're not going to do is disrespect me.
Right.
And I feel like us as Black people should understand that more than anybody on the planet.
Right.
Because when it comes to the Black alphabet mafia, you don't want them to be a part of anything that we're doing. But like you say all the time, but when something happened, then you want everybody.
Right.
You want all the Black people. But if something happens in the rainbow community, you don't want to go help them.
Right.
That's a fucked up ass way of thinking. Because remember, and this is a horrible analogy, but this is the only one I can think of right now. Remember how we also be like, everybody got crackhead in their family.
Right. Right.
Everybody had at least one crackhead that you loved. Remember when Medea said everybody got crackhead and everybody got uncle named Peaches?
Right. Okay. Right.
Every family got one.
Okay.
Stop trying to act like you don't care about them. Because when it's time for their fight, you don't want to be involved. Now, when children now are finding themselves, they're knowing that they're different. And the thing is, the parents are acknowledging the difference now. Before,
right, because we have progressive parents.
Right, because before it would just be like,
right,
the old people. Oh, that you got a little sugar in and stuff.
Oh, wait.
My Uncle Robert had a girlfriend. Her name was Troy. I always thought, like, even when I didn't know what like a dyke was, I always thought that's what she was. Her name was Troy, and she acted more like a boy. So I was like, how is that his girlfriend?
Right.
Maybe she was bi. I don't know. But I know it was at a time when we were younger and young teenagers and stuff like that. It still wasn't, you know what I mean? Like I said, my cousin Lenny, I've never had an issue with anybody being gay around me because I grew up with my cousin Lenny, and Lenny never hid who he was. Cussed you the fuck out and told you he will beat you up and stab your ass playing around with him.
Right.
Because I heard somebody call him a faggot before, and he was like, and this faggot will still whoop your motherfucking ass. Period. And he kept me fly as hell because he was the biggest booster in the city.
Okay.
Please believe it.
No.
So, but I never had in my mom's other friends and stuff too. It was like a whole little clique of them. I didn't never get till I was grown why Mom Jackie one of her friends, she was like, all right, Miss Two. I just thought that's what she just called them. Miss Two, Miss Two, Miss Two. I didn't even know that was a gay thing. That was like a gay reference to her.
Right.
Okay, Miss Two. I never knew. I heard it like all my life, so it was like normal to me. So it was never a problem. But yes, now we have parents who are recognizing it and not making their kids feel ashamed. Because parents who recognized it before, I don't always think it was them feeling ashamed. It was what other people said or what other people thought that would make them act like that because they didn't know how to deal with it.
Right. Here's something that wait a minute, and it's funny that we're going here because I just found out something yesterday, honey, that just completely floored me. Okay. It all started because I was sending someone a birthday acknowledgement, right? One of my children. Y'all know I'm a mother and a daddy. So in gay culture, so I have all of my gay children. So I'm sitting up here looking at his page. I saw somebody else, right, that I haven't seen in a while. So I went to her page. Went to her page to say, hey, girl, I ain't talked to you in years. What's up with you? Come to find out 2 of my cousins, she, are her friend's page. Oh. But the gag is that I knew one was gay. I didn't know that the brother was gay too.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Really? Okay. Okay. So I went to his page because now, he said he's engaged and this, that, and the other. Because on his page, you got the rainbow flag, as a silhouette with him, he and his fiance.
Okay.
And so now I'm trying to get a clear picture of the fiance. I'm like, oh, he got a white boyfriend. Oh, okay.
Let
me see. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. So I was scrolling down the page. Okay. So as I'm scrolling down the page, I came across their sister's page, right?
Okay.
I click on the sister's page or whatever. And I'm looking at her because she's looking like very powerful to the people and carrying on, rebel woman and things.
Okay, little Angela Davis over there.
Right. Okay. And then as I'm scrolling down her page, I'm seeing, this is her squad from, and this, that, and the other. But I'm like, that ain't the squad. It ain't the squad. That's a little more than just the squad.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa.
So then I scrolled down even further. Who this woman? Okay. So then I'm scrolling down the page and I came across her in a Black and Proud t-shirt, and the Black and Proud are in rainbow outline letters. She's on the phone and she says, hey y'all, I'm all right, this, that, and the other. I'm just making a phone call because today is National Out Day, Coming Out Day. Okay. Oh. So then I scroll down a little further.
You just scrolling. Look, you're just having a ball.
Then I found the picture with all 3 of them together. Okay. Siblings and all of them are family, and then we family. Okay. Ooh. And so now I'm sitting up here. I'm like, wait a minute. How the hell did I miss this? Okay. How did I miss this?
Everything, bro. Like you can't catch everything.
But I'm like, okay. But then I had to remember, these are my 3rd cousins.
Right.
Okay. So, and when my mother, she, professed to be the black sheep of the family. So when she got away,
right,
we wasn't around like that in Kano. So I didn't necessarily grow up with them. Okay. Then there's a little bit of age difference because, I think I got them maybe about 10, 11, 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, okay, cool. Right. So then I called my other cousin. I texted her. I was like, girl, okay, give me the tea, honey. And she said, well, how did you find out? And I told her that story. And she says, okay. I said, well, listen, I knew I wasn't the only one, okay, because we had another cousin who did shows like, and I knew about her, Miss Peaches LaFleur. Okay. Knew about her. Okay. I said, but, all this time, my thought went to their parents because I'm like, wow, of the 4 children, 3 of y'all got 3 kids gay. So I'm looking at it from a black man's perspective. Right. What is that like? 3 of your kids gay and this, that, and the other. How did you respond? How did you, this, that, and the other? Then from their mother's point of view, what was that for her? Right. And my cousin said, she said, you don't want to have that conversation. She said, don't go there. She said, now I know a couple of things. She said, but that's not a conversation they're going to. She said that it's not like they're ashamed of their kids, but that's not a conversation that they are willing to just openly talk about and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
And I said, I got that. And that's why I want to have the conversation.
Yeah, because it's like, I know mindset.
Because for the longest time, I said, I was afraid to let myself be, because mama thought she was the black sheep of the family, and I thought I was going to be another embarrassment on her.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they already didn't like my daddy. They didn't like none of her particular choices or whatever.
Right.
You know, when she was after my grandfather passed, she was 13 when he passed. You know, she got into the whole violent streak and carrying on, and mama was just a girl of the world, you know.
Okay.
And it became that way. So she just decided, and I knew that, and I just didn't want to bring on embarrassment. Girl, this is where the read is. This is where the read is.
You so ignorant.
No, this is the read. Okay.
What?
The read is, my cousin said, she called me. She got on the phone for this.
Uh-huh.
She said, child, let me explain something to you. She said, you are the reason that I know gay.
Come on now.
I said, excuse me? She said, I was 5 years old, honey. She said, the family knew. They've been talking about you since I was 5. Now, mind you, we are, I think, 5 or 6 years apart. I'm older, so that means if she was 5, I was 10.
He was already 10.
That's 1980.
Mm-hmm.
She said, oh, the family
I love
knew.
when you see the stories when somebody comes out and the parents say, well, we was just waiting on you.
Waiting on you. Okay.
We always knew.
And when she said
we
that,
was waiting on you.
I said, what? She said, you have always been a point of conversation, and you was always yourself. She said, so because of you, you were my training ground. That's why folks know, you know, they don't understand why it doesn't bother me. She said, I had you.
Yeah, and I told you, my cousin Lenny, and Lenny was like my mom in them age. So even though he was a cousin, he was like my uncle.
Right.
My Uncle Peaches. That's my Uncle Peaches right there.
Right.
Look, my Uncle Peaches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was never anything foreign to me. It was never nothing I had to get used to or figure out. That's why I say, y'all know we tell the story all the time about when my daughters came out. I just looked at both of them. It was like, don't nobody care. What?
Right.
I raised y'all to be good people. That's all I want you to be, is a good person. Your sexual preference or whatever is your own damn business. I don't want to know what y'all gonna be doing, and I'm damn sure not gonna be telling you what I'm doing. So
right. Okay.
And we just laughed about it. I thought them heifers was gonna say somebody was pregnant because I would stomp the shit out of one of them, and that's what the
baby, I stood up here and I cackled for the God. She said, honey, we knew. She said, Grandma knew. Grandma knew. I said, what?
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew. I said,
but I said, some children come out and say, but if you knew, why you ain't say nothing to me? Because I think a lot of kids may be feeling like if they knew it was a safe space to be able to say it, and not all kids have that safe space. Right. So I think some people, it's funny. You could be like, well, damn, mama, you could have said something. And other kids are like, well, damn, you could have saved me a whole lot of heartache.
But for me, because of my mother wasn't necessarily homophobic, but what it was, I was very sensitive as a child.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm reverting back to a lot of that, you know, I would cry at a drop of a dime and carry it on, and this shit would touch me, you know.
Because I know.
And honey, oh my God, my mother always say, stop crying like a little sissy, you know. That was her thing to me, you know, and of course at the time when we were all together as a family with my daddy carrying on, anything, I just could not do anything, right? So because of that, as long as I kept my grades and stuff up, that kept the household together. So that was a lot of reason. Well, I didn't realize that at the time. I liked school generally, but as long as I brought home good grades, it kept the house at peace.
It was something for everybody to be happy about.
Yeah, you know, and so that whole thing about me being gay or whatever, I came out to my mom at 16, you know, and it was because I was forced to.
16 to 17?
Huh?
Keisha Cole was 16 to 17.
Okay.
when they came out.
So
They came out at the same time to me. We
okay.
got something to tell you, these motherfuckers.
Mm.
It's
And I
always
had to, and y'all heard my story before. I had to come out because I was sick and I was getting
oh yeah,
sicker.
you were sick. Right.
And my mom, we had that conversation. But ever
You had
since then,
the big scare. She was trying to scare Miss
no,
S to damn death.
right, because you ain't telling me something. You ain't telling me something because the doctor said you supposed to be well by now, and you done got worse. And yeah, that was.
Ain't
Are
nothing
you
like a
sexy
spare
active?
parent, honey. Ain't nothing. Listen.
Are you sexually active? Yes, ma'am.
Woo! Woo!
With men or with women?
And that right there, that let you know she knew.
That she knew,
She
right?
knew. What parent even asked that unless that's something that they
Right.
suspect?
And I said, with men. And she said, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh.
Then, this is the part that always makes me cackle. Because she said, her third question, are you the man or the woman?
Well, wait, back then, which one were you? Because we know that you're interchangeable right now.
I'm very fluid and I'm mutable.
Right.
However,
So
that
back
particular
then,
time, that was back in 86. And in 86, I was mostly a total top at that time.
okay.
Okay. And, plus two, we had to let's deal with the times. Okay. You're talking about a time where and it's still, well, I won't say at the time because now that's still like a sigh of relief to a lot of parents or whatever to feel like if you are the top in the relationship, honey, you still the man. And you're not trying, whatever those things are about being a woman, whatever they, those conceptions. So I had to tell Mama then, right? Mm-hmm. And so for my cousin to tell me, she said, "Oh, honey, we knew." Grandma knew. What? So it floored me, right? But that story comes up because going back to them trying to teach, what they think what teaching gender identity is, and to be these evangelicals who are on this crusade. This here, you can't be on a crusade and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay? Because
are you going to share what you shared with me earlier about the X's and the Y's and we talked about the X and the Y and how sometimes and somebody was an XXY and
yeah, okay. Well, and I got to find that story. I've got to find that story
because it's the science of it all. Like I watched something the other day. It wasn't about this subject, but what he said still hits with this. He said if we take feelings out of it,
right,
and just look at the science,
right.
Now this conversation was about how when the Africans migrated out and went over to Europe, how they became white and went up into
lighter,
because what he said was y'all keep saying they're a mutation. Well, actually, they're a mutation of a mutation. But he broke down the science of it all. He said, and if we take the feelings out of everything, how black people feel about white people, how white people feel about black, take the feelings out and just scientifically look at the data. It is what it is.
Right.
So it's the same thing here. If we take the feelings out,
right,
and know scientifically that this happens,
right,
and we have reasons why it happens. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is going on with the X's and the Y's and whatever happens with them, there's scientific data that just shows it. So when we take our feelings out, and I know that people, we want to say, well, we want to put God in everything. We do. But there's also a science to us.
Right, right.
There's also a science to us.
That coexists. And this is what we have to, it coexists.
You can what we have to stop doing in your creator and still understand the science.
We have to stop trying to say that one is more than the other when they coexist.
when
because
they
the happy
coexist,
medium
and
is
one does
there.
not X out the other one.
Exactly.
That's like
And so,
saying when we say that God gave the knowledge to the scholars, to the doctors and the scientists and all kinds of stuff like that, right? If you believe that, then you have to believe in what they're discovering and what they're creating and what the data says. If
okay,
God is the person that you feel like flowed all that knowledge into them, then why we can't teach it?
right. So a lot of that goes in. I'm gonna get into the XXY thing because it's gonna go into
That
the
one blew
whole
me
Zion.
away. That's been on my mind since you left. I
Really?
swear to God. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I need to find that particular story because this was back in the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, and I think no, there was that particular story. There was also no, the one that was on Montel. She was born. They call it intersex now, but she was
Right.
okay. When she had both sex
They
organs.
call it intersex now.
Okay, they call it intersex now.
Yeah, her mother always seemed
She was
derogatory.
born with both. Her father wanted a boy, so he raised her as a boy.
Oh,
Okay, but what happened was that when she hit puberty, okay, her body started to develop
like a girl.
Okay, and she ended up getting pregnant.
Oh,
right. So that means, and most of the time, what I've and I'm not a scholar in intersex people, but if they're born with both genitalia, one is more dominant than the other.
That's what I was about to say. And
okay,
from what I've read, most of the time, it's usually the vagina because the penis is not developed as much.
Yeah. And
but
I've heard that, but I don't know the science.
I seen one documentary where the person who was intersex said they both work.
Okay.
But they didn't go deep into it. Like, it was a documentary, so it wasn't like they could show the pictures or whatever. Well, they probably could have, but they didn't. Because I was like, wait, what?
Right.
I was confused, but I was interested.
Right.
Because then, that their lives, you got to make them choose. Why?
Well, they put that on the parents. And oftentimes, the parents would want, well, I wanted a boy or whatever. And it becomes that. Mm-hmm. And then what ends up happening most of the time, the choice that the parents make is not the choice that the body develops in, And so it ends up that way. And I remember her on Montel because she just broke down crying because she always felt she was a disappointment to her dad because she could never be what her dad wanted her to be.
Because he wanted her to be
because he wanted her to be a boy. And oh my God, that was one of the saddest stories. But hold on, let me bring Red up in here because I want to get to Zaya because the internet done blew up yet again.
Oh, fire, baby. Poor Zaya.
It done blew up again. They on Dwayne and carrying on.
They blame everything on Gabrielle.
They blame it. No, you know who they blaming it on?
Ooh.
They're not blaming it on Dwayne. They blaming it on Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, that's what I'm saying. They've been blaming it on her.
They blaming it on Gabrielle because she's supposedly the Hollywood girl. And because
y'all mad at her because she was being understanding. So
yeah,
she pushed her on them.
And because she's the one in the forefront and she's not Zaya's biological mom.
Right.
Okay, and everybody's like, where's Zaya's mom?
Zaya's mom is like, well, I knew this was going to happen. One of her interviews, she was saying that Gabrielle was pushing that or something like that. It was
she feels that way. And I'm not going to say that she alive, whatever, because feelings are real. Yeah. At the same time, what I am going to say is, I think you jumping on that bandwagon because that's what's getting you paid.
Right.
Folks want you to sit up there and they want you to
one
say
of them parents that just don't want that to be your child.
Or number two, you mad because Gabrielle got the man. So you want them, bitch can't have that bitch around my kids. Okay. Mm-hmm. Could be. Now, like I said, I'm not in her brain and carrying on, so I'm not gonna say, well, what she feeling ain't real. It's just that it just appears.
It appears. In my opinion, she came off really bitter as opposed to wanting to help her child, less as the three parents in this thing help this baby get through this situation.
Okay.
I don't feel like that was the motive.
I might be late saying this, but it is a girl that he is kissing. Okay, well, hold on.
Oh,
Brent,
yeah.
let me bring you in.
Yeah.
Okay, because here's
Hey,
the
Barbara.
thing. Zaya, being a trans girl, okay,
And then Zaya's
now has a boyfriend.
Who is
But
a
the
trans
boyfriend
male.
is also transgender. He's a trans man or trans boy.
So they both were
Okay.
born biologically. Zaya
Right.
was born biologically a boy, and the boyfriend was biologically born a girl.
Okay. So here we have it. All right. So now the world is on this thing of, why would you have this picture of a 14-year-old kissing a boyfriend, honey? Now, according to the picture, they did this in front of the parents. Okay, this is supposed to be Easter Sunday. Okay,
14-year-old's kiss. Get over it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, let me. Did y'all see the picture? Wait a minute. Let me share the screen.
Or would you rather them be somewhere sneaking doing something else?
Let's share the screen. Share.
You said
no. Yeah, he said
he being smart. He being smart.
Take his temperature.
He get him. You know what?
Okay, here we go. All right. Now over here, this is the kiss. This here is Zaya and her dad. Okay. Oh, the boyfriend's name is Hudson. Okay. Okay. So that's Zaya and Hudson. Zaya and her dad. Okay. So everybody went hog wild about this particular picture because they kissed and because they 14 and blah 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 blah. Now, the arguments that I have heard, I agree with the arguments, but I don't agree with it for this time.
What's the argument?
The
I got a hard eye roll for this one. They get on my fucking nerves.
The arguments are very old school. Okay.
Okay.
That they 14 ain't got no business doing this, that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Then y'all gonna sit down there and put a picture. You got the picture out there for everybody to sit up there and Google over, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, they 14. They should not be as active as this and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then they're getting on their parents. Well, what a disrespect is this that y'all allow 14-year-olds to kiss like this in front of y'all? You know.
Yeah, the kiss is a little, I didn't know it was like they all holding on to each other, but we do understand that these children are way more advanced, just like we was a little bit more advanced than what our parents were. I don't know if I agree or disagree with it, but in this day and age of the internet,
right?
Had they not posted it themselves, somebody else who was around was going to post it. Somebody else took a picture of it. Somebody else, there was some paparazzi somewhere. And it sometimes is one of, whether we think it's right or wrong, it's one of those things where, well, we going to put it out there before y'all do.
Right. Okay. Now, my take on it is this, because I done heard, everybody, they are grilling them across the coals about this being 14. And now I was listening to TGIF and, Al and Funky Dineva and Claudia. Okay. Yeah. I was listening to them. And most of them they are in agreement of, okay, this is way too young for them to be this way, blah 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 blah.
They're a little bit too hurried up. I thought maybe they was going to show us like a pic of them, like a little pic. They all hurried up, like they about to.
Well, my whole thing is this, okay? Because the word exploiting is coming up. While you had these kids out there, because now y'all exporting this and exporting that and blah 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 blah. My thing is, we are in a technological age now to where they have a safe space. They feel comfortable, and because they were in front of their parents. My question is, who took the damn picture?
That's what I want to know.
Who took the picture in the first place?
He gets on my nerves.
Because they kissing like, They kiss it like they would if you was in the bedroom.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They is like real.
It's a hard. They hugged up, and it's a hard kiss. They ain't got no tongue. That's just a hard kiss.
Right. Right.
Okay, but at the same time, they're 14. They're trying to figure what the fuck it is. Okay, all of us know what experimentation. This
You
is
is a terrible, sir.
I'm not looking. No.
Listen.
No. Okay.
Not doing this.
In this day and age of the internet and likes and this, that, and the other, we don't know where this came from because I think this was on Zaya's page. Okay, on her Instagram or whatever this is. I think this made her page. Okay, so if this is her page, okay, then it becomes whatever this is. You know, her being what kids do for the internet. Okay.
Now that's what I was about to say. I felt like what popped in my head is let's give them something.
I'm gonna tell you, we are not playing with your hand games.
I'm acting like I don't see him down there. Yeah. I got let's give them something to talk about. Why don't we?
Okay.
That's what I got out of it.
Stop it. So then of course it becomes the whole idea of, you know, everybody trying to make sense of it. Well, wait a minute. How he transitioning, and then that's really a girl transitioning.
Yeah, why do you care?
That ain't got nothing to do with you.
You know what I feel like? If that's all your problem, then y'all should be happy now, okay? Because in your mind, you think this and this, and that's exactly what it is. So leave them alone.
Right. Okay.
It ain't. Don't act like y'all ain't never know those couples where the woman was more manly than her husband. Same shit.
Or more aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. But in this day and age, my whole thing is we cannot get around the internet and social media and getting likes and this, that, and the other. If she's a young trans girl who just is in a relationship for the first time or whatever that we know of, okay, and if she posted this picture on her social media page, then she's doing what teenagers do in this day and age.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said they're a little bit more advanced than what we were, and this is what they be doing.
So if the argument is why didn't the parents have her take it down, I would be behind that argument.
I could get behind that.
I'll be behind that argument because it becomes like, no, you don't need to be out there, because now they're like, okay, here we go with the pedophiles. Well, the pedophiles could look at this and blah, blah. They looking at it any goddamn way.
Exactly. Because
so don't put the pedophile thing up in here. At this
point, it's not about this either one of them being trans. It's about them being 14.
Right. Right.
So let's be clear about that. Most of the people who are trying to rake them over the coals and all kinds of stuff, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You so worried about what they identify as and this, that, and the other.
Wait. Tracy say, in my opinion, they both need to sit their fast asses down somewhere.
Yes,
how about that? Okay,
that's the old school saying. If you don't sit your fast ass down somewhere,
right? And that there, I think, should be the conversation, because they take it to when we were 14 and carried on, and we were sneaking around trying to do it.
That's
and then when it happened, when we got caught, it became just what Tracy just said: sit your little fast ass down.
Sit your fast ass down.
You know. And then it became
that's what we try to tell the kids. It's not like we didn't do shit.
Right.
And from time to time, we may have gotten caught, but there was no internet. So y'all, look, they got to prove it on you, honey.
Right. Okay. So that there was what this is. And because we're living in this day and age of the internet, and I'll keep going to that. This is posted on her social media. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let me make sure, because I thought that they said this was posted on her.
Here it comes. Wait, look.
No,
he's unmuted the mic. What you about to say?
You know, y'all are giving too much credit to this fuckery.
What you got to say, brother? Tell us what you got to say.
I'm gonna tell you what I have to say.
Okay.
At 14 years old, you are discovering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to intimacy, you have no idea what that is. You only know what arousal is.
Right.
Good point.
Now, unfortunately, one of them have an arousal going on in one space and the other space just hanging out. Now, but one of them space is hanging out and the other one is standing up. So that way it suffices for the one that's hanging out. But what I'm trying to explain to y'all is obviously if they intertwine like that, the way they are in that photo, they have already seen that there's 3 parts present in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? At 14, he has already went down to, you know, what we used to say, finger bang. So he probably went to, they probably went to do the finger bang and found out that it was a joystick as well. So
no. One of them was born female, one of them was born male. They just both are trans the other way.
okay, well that's even beautiful. That means you can go in reverse while you're going forward. I like that. That's
Well, that's what I was saying. Like they all mess. Don't give it to them. But I was saying that everybody all worried about.
I didn't say anything wrong with what I said. Made a lot of sense.
Yeah, everybody's worried about them both being trans, but at the end of the day, they can shut the hell up because it don't matter. They both are.
Okay. Do anybody worry about the bear that fucks the rabbit? Nobody cares about that.
What bear fucking what rabbit?
We don't know because we're not in the woods with that. It's just not.
You get on my fucking nerves. We can never just have a serious conversation on here.
I'm just trying to make a point. Like, why when people have some type of sexual mishap or some sexual indemnity that we go straight to their bedroom? That is not none of our business.
Remember, that's what we've always talked about. Soon as somebody says they identify with this, or this is what I choose, you know, this is what I'm attracted to, or whatever it may be. This is who I am inside. The first thing coming to everybody's mind is how they fucking and who they fucking. Why?
Okay, so here we go. Here we go.
Somebody call it cupcake. Somebody call it cupcake.
If I identify with fisting, does that make me a Mike Tyson fan? You understand what I'm saying?
You know what?
Where's the
I done moved all my damn towels. But you know what? I'll throw the hat. I'm going to throw the hat.
What the hell is wrong with you? Me muted. Did you mute him?
The identity thing is just sickening to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like my brother up here, right? He identifies as Wonder Woman. All right.
He does not identify.
But I'm not saying, but he has. But
he is.
But he's had a Superman moment in his life. You get what I'm saying?
Come on now.
It may have been kryptonite to him.
Don't you indulge in what Red say out his mouth. Now y'all got Mook coming down the step because she upstairs.
Will you understand what I'm saying? I have been hit on by a man. I didn't knock him out, fight him, or call him out his name. I just explained to him. I shop at the fish market.
I understand that. And that's the thing. If more men can get to that, like, long as listen.
You know what he liked about me? You know what that man liked about me? And it was a white guy, too. I must be totally handsome. Look, it was a white man, right? He said that he has never seen a black guy that he was more attractive to, and he thought was a perfect gentleman. Hold on, I said, you know, I'm flattered, but I do shop at the fish market. You know what I'm saying? I like mine to have a smart mouth and walk away. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, he said, you so eloquently, you know what I'm saying? He said, I was nervous about you trying to fight me or saying something. You know, I said, no, I'm not upset. I said, but because of the area I'm in your playground.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? You would have to, ask. I didn't know I was in your playground till you approached me, but I know now. But where I'm at, I don't disrespect and conform because I'm a visitor here.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Because there's a way to handle everything. And we have trained, as society has trained most of the boys growing up. Oh, you're gonna be like that. So then they also feel like You got to be disrespectful to somebody whose preference is different than yours, and you don't have to. Just because it's not your preference don't mean you have to be disrespectful. Oh Lord.
Wait,
What
Tracy said
is a fan
Meech is
of
a
one
fan of what I've never heard him say he is, and I've been knowing him for years, unless I missed something.
Wait a minute, you heard me say no, he does not. When he said he identifies as Wonder Woman, I said no, he does not. But I got what my brother down there was trying to say.
Hey, I don't care what y'all talking about, Tracy. My brother is Wonder Woman. I don't care nothing about
That's
no
his
Linda Carter.
avatar. That's his inner being. She's his inner being.
I don't care nothing about no Linda Carter. I don't care where we at.
Listen, he putting the cuffs on. You better come on.
What I tell you. Anyway, you at here put the cuffs on, or he'll bust a spin right in the middle of the floor.
Baby, you better come on and twirl around. That was the original twirl. Come on, Diana Prince. You better.
I'm trying to tell y'all, hey, look, what you say to me? I'm trying to told you something.
I'm trying to tell you something.
But the whole thing of it is that everybody, you know, I just saw something where they're advocating, Zaya's parents need to go to jail, honey, because they're considering this to be of child abuse or whatever.
So what's the point of child abuse now? Because they allow Zaya to be who she is.
You confused?
I'm absolutely not, actually, because remember I told y'all back in the day when I was just starting to understand the dynamics of my girls, then one of their friends who is trans wanted Cole. And I was like, well, wait a damn minute. Because if that was the case and y'all liked each other, you couldn't just keep acting like who you were, and she couldn't just been back who she used to be. And I was like, listen, this is too much. Like, y'all fucking with my head. But then now I got over it because I love Trina. But Trina was born trans. So back then when I was trying to learn it all, I was like, well, it's fucking with me, and this is too much for me to try to understand right now. Leave me the fuck alone. I gotta let it process. So I get Zaya's thing now because, you know, we've had that situation. So
and the whole thing of it is I think the biggest argument here is that she's 14 and
that's
got this picture that's up here,
right?
But because of everything else, because she's trans, because Hudson is trans, because they are they are a celebrity household or whatever, because of who Zaya's parents are and step parents that carry on, this has become exacerbated into a whole big old to do.
Well, baby, you already know what the next story gonna be, because Hudson's parents
right,
they're gonna be searching for Hudson's parents now.
Okay. And all of that and carrying on and etc. Because I'm waiting on somebody to say, well, what happened to Hudson's parents? How come Hudson's parents ain't said anything about this picture?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be about Hudson's parents.
Where's Hudson's parents? Okay, of course, everybody now that you know, they've been upset with Gabrielle since the beginning of all of this. So they're like, well, where's Gabrielle made she ain't even the birth mom and blah 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 blah. Why she always
that's the mama she with most of the damn time. So shut the fuck up.
And we are in a brand new era of parenting because we are in the age of this damn social media. Everybody's going for the likes and the approvals and this, that, and the other. Social media has become what peer pressure was to us.
Yes, because I think the cyberbullying is worse than a regular bully.
Of course it's worse.
When you had a regular, if there was somebody who had a bully, you either had your big brothers or your mom and them like, you gonna whoop their damn ass today, or I'm gonna whoop your ass.
The bully was one.
Right. It wasn't everybody.
One bully who had his minions with him or her.
And what your mom and them used to say, hit the biggest
one with the mouth, okay?
Hit the one with hit the biggest one.
Right.
Knock them out, everybody else will
to follow suit. With cyberbullying, honey, it's not. Because you have the bully who then the minions end up adding into it. So when you get 16 million likes of the bully's comments, and everybody saying the same thing, and that's all you doing, and they sit there making memes out your pictures and this, that, and the other.
Think about the people, the stars who have their fans. Like you got the Barbs and Barty Gang and the Beehive. You say one wrong thing about Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, or Cardi B, and no motherfucker swarm on you.
See,
and it's like the fuck, y'all don't even know them for real.
Exactly.
You don't know
and that's where we are. So, and folks on this internet and they take a personal stake into something.
Yeah.
They take a soundbite and run with it without knowing what the context is.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? This goes to one of my biggest problems with social media, right? You can build a whole top-rated TV show of somebody ignorantly telling you they one person and they somebody else, and you dating them, sending them money and paying their rent and all that.
Oh, the catfish.
Like, let me tell you something. One thing, and I had a rule. God forgive me. Let me step out of this for a moment.
You gotta.
Okay.
Yeah, sit it to the side.
I gotta set it to the side. Minister Hayes, Big Red Fellas are residing. Okay, look.
Okay.
Let me explain. You ain't finna doggone wick my wallet without wetting my willy. You're not gonna do it.
You know what I couldn't think about catfish? Like you've been talking to somebody for months, and you ain't never said let's video chat. Let me see you.
I don't care. I'm not okay. Stop. I'm not turned on. I can't beat my willy over the video. I'm not that guy.
But I'm saying, how do you even let somebody trick you that long?
You can't even.
You ain't never even seen them.
I can't get emotions for you over the video. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I got to know that we have become one. I got to stab you. We're not gonna just, no. You understand me? It's no. It's not. No. Taste the rainbow. Isn't that what they say? I just want to understand all these. Somebody got to have some flavor saver somewhere. Something got to go down. It's just not right to me that somebody can sit there and they grown tail could be getting kicked out because they depend on somebody they ain't never met to pay their rent.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
But that's the social media. That's the world.
It is.
That's the world they have built. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Because it was a school teacher during COVID, 2020. When we went to virtual, she taught her day virtually, had her classes, and then she had a personal computer at night, and she had an OnlyFans.
Wow!
During that one period, that year, 2020. She did $750,000 as the OnlyFans, and when they called her when it was time to come back to the school, she was like, they was like, when are you gonna come back with a day you want to return to class? And she said, "Nigga, who?"
Right.
People be making
right.
They be OnlyFans, and a lot of people think OnlyFans is like super vulgar and stuff.
No,
some of these motherfuckers be just showing their toes and stuff.
Right.
The people with the foot. Listen, Black China is in litigation right now. They've been going to court every day, right? Her and the Kardashians. She said from her OnlyFans page, she made $1 million, and what she shows on her OnlyFans page, her feet and bathing suit pics.
I
thought about it today, and I said I might start me one so I can drop these Flintstones on camera.
Listen, y'all know I hate feet.
But I would drop.
Maybe somebody won't pay me to see these little toes, honey.
But I tell you what, you can get them dusty and dry, like I work at Gold Medal, and you can sign up later for the $25 viewing of the baby oil getting poured on top of.
Maybe I'll take you with me to the nailery and everything. What you talking about?
And you not understand? I would be sitting there. Hey, $10 a drip. Every time you look up, I just drop one drip on that for $10.
$10 a drip. Let's get back on track because you know me and your ass.
No, I'm just saying.
People getting paid to put lotion on. Yes. Yes, brother. Yes, they are.
Okay.
Hey, me,
You take my foot thing, y'all. Yes, Trace.
So yes. So all of that to say, okay, this whole obsession that the world has with Zaya Wade, honey, you know, the bulk of it stems from the fact that
She's trans. But
that
our
she's trans.
problem is that she's 14. Like,
Yeah.
let's get to the
Well,
root
the
of it.
bulk of it
She's
stems from that she's
14.
trans. And well, this particular picture is because she's 14.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
what I'm talking
bulk
about.
of
This
this,
picture. Because
the
that's what
bulk
the
of
new
this
uproar
is
is.
stemming from the fact that this child is trans. And just like with everybody who was trans, the world gets obsessed with who their bed partners are going to be, who's going to date them and carry
Exactly.
on. When Caitlyn
on first?
transitioned,
Who's on first?
Nope.
when Caitlyn transitioned,
Because
Is she
Caitlyn still
Caitlyn?
like women, right?
But Caitlyn always been a bottom.
Caitlyn says, listen,
I
Even when
thought Caitlyn
Caitlyn
still
was
like
she
women.
said that she
Caitlyn
was
was
still
bruised, she was a bottom.
Caitlyn said that she's attracted to women. However, I believe that I saw one time that she was dating a man at one point.
For real?
But no,
Let me
that
look
was
that up.
a picture
Research
with her.
department.
That was a picture with her and the ex-wife.
Oh, set up. And if she was, I think she said she was going to consider it. Oh, that's what she said. Okay.
Oh, consider.
After her transition in 2015, Caitlyn revealed that she has never been sexually attracted to men and will continue to be attracted to women. However, she didn't rule out ever dating a man completely.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'll eat snow crab, but I would prefer king crab.
You?
Right? That what you're saying?
No. She just saying she didn't rule it out.
Oh, but then she said she just. But wait, this is 2015. I just want wants a man to treat her like a woman. Oh Lord. Okay.
You know
Oh, this
what?
just said Bruce don't count.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
This is where Bruce don't count.
I'll be honest with you. I still say Caitlyn should have been on the Wheaties box.
Because
don't care what
Caitlyn didn't
nobody
do
say.
much to Bruce. I'm just saying Caitlyn didn't do much to Bruce.
All I know is Caitlyn
motherfucking
should have been on the
president
Wheaties box on one of the baddest ballroom gowns like this, jumping over her.
Baby, it should have been a split box. One with Bruce from the Olympics and one with Caitlyn, like you said, in the flyest gown ever. That box
should have been, it should have been Bruce running into Caitlyn like trans.
Right, that would be
That
sickening.
would be hot.
That would be sickening. Yeah, that's sickening.
That would have been so hot. You would have thought
sickening.
that a photographer or a videographer would have thought of that by
and
now.
The signatures on both of them.
No, they probably have. It's just that nobody approved it for a campaign.
Chris ain't approve it. Look, Chris said no.
Listen, no, the whole thing of it is
Wheaties didn't approve it.
The whole thing of it is, and I just saw an interview on where is the Australian woman who just won the weightlifting competition for the Olympics or something.
That was a woman.
And they were asking her about the whole idea. She competed up against a transgender athlete.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And she felt that yeah, well, physically, I felt that they were at a disadvantage and blah, blah, blah. But she said something in that interview that got me. Okay. Which supports what I've been saying. She said they have been telling us for 18 months, a year and a half, that we were going to have a transgender athlete. At that particular point, when they started talking, y'all should have said, if y'all didn't want to be bothered,
then y'all should have stopped it.
Y'all should have stopped it from the beginning.
Because you know what? People don't believe stuff until they see it with their own eye. They think somebody is just talking and promoting something. And as soon as it comes, you want to complain. You should have complained the day they dropped the paper on the
complain at the beginning. I say this all the time when it comes down to transgender.
You said they learned 18 months prior, right?
Yes.
So even that transgender athlete was getting ready for 18 months.
For 18 months.
That's not right there. That's not even fair.
All you had to do was look around and see who Dangle fell out while they were running practice. That's it.
I'm sure they tuck well.
Well, what the tuck?
This is your fault. I'm gonna just blame it on you.
I was about to put him in the green room for a second. I was going to put him in the green room for half of a second.
What the tuck you talking about?
In the background, I'm about to take your ass to court.
Okay.
What?
Man, why you so tucky mean?
I just wish that of anybody who should be on the forefront for transgender equality in sports should be this bitch.
It should be Bruce.
Samantha.
I mean, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Sorry,
no, Samantha's not a sports person like that. Although
Samantha is a sports commentator for the Hawks.
Samantha
yes,
is a sports commentator.
Oh, good transition.
Because Samantha know them calls and stuff.
Very good transition. Wonderful transition. Because I'm telling you, all this trans shit's getting on my nerves right now. Transition. Let's go into talking about the G League.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Let's go into the G League, my darlings. Let's go into the G League. Let's go into the G League and carrying on, honey. As you all know,
this is the G spot.
Okay, I like that.
Well, the P spot for me. We had the Eastern Conference Finals and everything going on. Okay, College Park SKYHAWKS had ranked number 5 in the Eastern Conference. Okay, with 20-13. Okay, so we were number 5. We got eliminated in the quarterfinals. Okay, we got eliminated, and so we ended up. Wait a minute, where my stats at? Because I had pulled them up. Well, here we go.
Because Coop been up on the other Hawks.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
and the Hawks just won.
The the top 6 teams were the Raptors with 24-8, Motor City Cruise 22-10. They tied with Delaware, the Delaware Blue Coats 22-10. Capital City Go-Go was 21-10. College Park SKYHAWKS 20-13. And the Long Island Nets at 18-15. The Western Conference Finals, the teams were Rio Grande Valley Vipers were 24-10. The Agua Caliente Clippers at 22-11. South Bay Lakers at 21-11. Birmingham Squadron at 18-14. Texas Legends at 19-15. And the Santa Cruz Warriors with 15-17. Okay. So when they squared off, College Park had played the Go-Go's, and they had lost by 9. Okay. Texas had won over Birmingham Squadron. Blue Coats had won over the Long Island Nets, and the South Bay Lakers had won over the Crews. Okay. So then it became the semifinals where the Raptors versus the Go-Go's, and they went into overtime. Raptors won 131-126. The Vipers, Rio Grande Valley Vipers, over Texas at 120-103. And the Clippers over South Bay Lakers at 112-110. Okay. So then it broke down to the Eastern Conference Finals was Delaware Blue Coats over the Motor City Cruise. Delaware had won. They advanced. Western Conference Finals was the Grand Valley Vipers, 125 over the Agua Caliente Clippers, 114. Then they had that was the semifinals, and then they came down to the Eastern Conference Finals was the Blue Coats over the Raptors. Okay, and it was 140.
Blue Coats is like the equivalent to the Sixers, so they won.
Yeah. They had won the Eastern Conference Finals of the G League 143 over 139 over the Raptors. And then came down to the finals. The finals were the Grand Valley Vipers versus the Delaware Blue Coats. Okay. And out of 3 games, because they only do 3 games versus the 7 that we do, the Vipers did a sweep. They won, and they are the G League Championship Finals. The Vipers won 2-0. with the Grand Valley by 145 the first game to 128, and the second game was 131 to 114. So our G League concluded on April 14th with the Rand Griot Valley Vipers as the champs.
All right. Well, congratulations. We don't give a damn about
Okay.
them.
That's
This
all right.
has been the G spot.
Ah, okay. With the P in parentheses.
Right. I gotta you guys, I gotta do a picture and a commercial for that. Well, Cole already shot the stuff, but this will be this is the beginning of the Mother's Day basket raffle. There you go.
Okay.
Not the mama.
So
that used to be my
that
show.
there is the G League update, honey. I've been one, because y'all know we have been in all the
Good
games.
job.
You understand?
Well,
I got my dream shirt on. The Atlanta Dream is about to get started with their
It's about to
season.
get started.
Our first home game here in Atlanta is going to be May 7th. And they're going to, of course, they play out the arena and carrying on. So I got ticket information for those who are trying to get in. I think we got like 25 games slotted, 25 home games. And I know I'm not going to be at all of them because I'll be out of town and carrying
at
on.
work and stuff.
So, but we do have it to where I can get like a group of 10 or whatever, and blah 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 blah. Because they give us our section back. They finna gonna name my section.
Yes.
They're gonna name my section the Big Meat section, honey. So I said, ooh, y'all know we in section 107.
We in section 107, baby.
Honey, 107.
Wait, so while we still on basketball, can I tell y'all something really funny? I don't know if y'all know this player, but Embiid is one of the star players on the Sixers. No, I didn't see it yet. He's like African or something, right? Never really hear him talk a lot. Last couple seasons, he would get hurt a lot. But this season, him and Harden, because we have James Harden on the Sixers now too, right? They've been like the stars of the team.
Keep talking. Let me give you something to
This
drink.
fool been in Philly too long. He gonna tell the people at the press conference, I told Coach respectfully, stop bitching. I said, who the fuck? I don't care. I said, wait a minute. I can't look at it right now. Wait, he on stage with me? Oh Lord, they done let him get on stage with Meek Mill. Why y'all let him be? His parents probably over in Africa like, no. Because you know you ignorant when you tell somebody stop bitching. That's some shit that Philly people do all the time. Maybe like, yo, man, stop bitching. He really said, the caption said, no, he said it. Because we listened to the press conference. He said, I told him to respectfully stop bitching. First of all, and he was dead ass serious. Like he wasn't smiling enough. I don't know what's going on around the world. People are just changing. It's changing, people. It's changing. But I did see a picture. My girl Dawn Stanley, she was in the locker room with Embiid last week. Her team always does the thing. I love that she's somebody that I went to school with. She does her thing. The Hawks have been doing their thing. Mook has been paying more. Hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. I have to mute.
Okay, well, I'm back. Hold on. Let me get my camera right. Okay, I had to get me something to drink. Oh, Lord. Wait a minute. Let me go to these comments. What you say? Go to commercial. I can't stand it. Princess, you a mess. The Big Meat Sports Update. Check you out.
Right. You gotta go over a Buck show when he's doing the sports and stuff and give the
I just gave them this yesterday on
He's from Cameroon. That's where my mentor was from.
Cameroon. I think he called Drake an ass.
He called him a nut ass nigga. He sure hell did.
A nut.
That's a Philly thing. That's a Philly term too.
Wait a minute, honey.
Nut ass nigga. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Cole, remember you say he was talking shit to Drake? Yeah, he called him a nut ass nigga. He been in Philly too long.
Okay. So all right.
He probably told him that.
Let me go here. I'm gonna play something else. Let me play this thing. I'm gonna play something else. Cause child, I thought this was a cackle and a half.
What you got?
Baby, I believe these children were reenacting the Easter story.
¡No terminaste, ya! ¡Estoy cansado! ¡Caminando! ¡Jefe, basta!
He said, hell to the no. Boy, you goddamn hard. That's what I imagine Jesus doing back in the day. Like, first of all, look,
Right. I'll dare somebody.
he
They said,
turned
"What would
around and
Jesus
started
do?"
whooping their ass. Bring your ass back. Bring your ass back. Don't you go off the screen, bastard.
Ah!
He
My
turned around.
God,
He was not with the
today.
shits. Like, hit me one more time.
Hit me one more.
I told y'all, and I keep telling y'all over and over again, Jesus was black. And
I told y'all Jesus was a gangster. I told y'all. How many times did we tell y'all Jesus was a gangster? Y'all keep on playing around thinking he was sweet. That's probably how I really went. Look, Red, that's right.
Baby,
I really went.
That child turned around. I said, now put that, because the caption was, it came from Twitter, and the caption read, I don't remember them telling this part of the story of the crucifixion, right? I said, okay. So when I saw it, I said, ooh, that WWJD's that, honey. What would Jesus do, honey?
Turn around and whoop your ass. Whoop your ass. Y'all knew he had it in him. I told y'all when he was 13, he was flipping over tables at the temple. Y'all keep on playing around thinking Jesus is sweet.
With my nerve. Now, we're going to go from that. We'll go from the funny to this.
We got to get heavy again.
Let's go here. Let's go here because this here, okay, we'll talk about it in a second.
Tyrone, and I did 5 years in prison.
I'm James, and I did 8 months in prison.
People always ask us, what is the worst part about prison?
When they should be asking, what was the best part about prison?
Water and electric paid for by the state.
Movie nights every weekend.
Free haircuts.
Free rent.
Intimacy anytime.
And so much more.
So the next time you're feeling violent and want to lash out on someone,
do it. Because then you have a chance at spending time in prison.
Well. Yeah, you go first. You got it.
I don't know whether to ask where the hot butter go for the popcorn or when they get free cuts, do they wax? I mean, what is?
I thought they had to pay for that stuff.
Obviously,
Red Man paid for his haircut.
I'm just saying, maybe some prisons it's okay if you lay your head in their lap. And
they pay for it from the commissary. Yeah. I know. Oh damn! My baby was tickled. He was so tickled that his haircut cost him 3 packs of ramen noodles.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Like Red Man would, yeah.
And he called me, and he called me, and he was just so tickled. Right? I mean, he was laughing. He said, "You're not gonna believe this," and I knew my baby was just so innocent, and that scared me.
Yeah,
you know, that scared me because I know what you're thinking, honey. But this is a whole new way of living. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want him to get hurt and this, that, and the other because he was always asking for commissary and carrying on. I'm like, okay, thank God you just in the county. Because, you know, folks will sit down there and think, oh, well, hell, you could just get some motherfucking mo. And, you know,
and try to take advantage of them.
And carrying on. But God just knew what God was doing because I'm just so thankful that my baby, he had made a family unit in there and they took care of my baby. But he just was so tickled, honey.
Because I remember we was teasing Redman one time. He had got a haircut and like the hairline was a little messed up. I was like, don't pay him no damn more. He don't get no more suits. You better go to the other bar. That old man fucked you up.
So you got Raymond Noodles, 3 of them for a haircut in jail.
Molly in the county, how much it costs to get your haircut?
So if you got a
Molly said it's a summer sausage and a honey bun in the county.
Summer sausage and a honey bun.
That sounds like intimacy.
Right.
Shut the hell up. That ain't
right.
Kind of do.
Summer sausage. Stick my summer sausage in your honey bun.
Yeah. Look, he said that definitely don't sound right. Look, it sounds a little different now, Molly, that you home. Wait a minute.
Wait, she said
what got ball head now, Molly? Now? Molly got old ball head now. Yeah, fuck that.
Here, child, listen.
Leave that honey bun on your pillow.
He better not do that on my motherfucking baby pillow. I tell you that damn much. So, I'm trying to keep him out of there. He beat up guilty.
that.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something hilarious. They so petty in jail when it comes to commissary, right? I watched an officer write up a police report, and the top of the police report said the case of the missing peanut butter.
I'm not.
I said, "Oh my God!" Tell me I didn't just read that.
Not peanut
butter. What you say, Molly? Molly said he definitely stabbed somebody about his peanut butter.
Bro, I know. Hey, Meech another one because Meech probably will have peanut butter.
Listen, we not even gonna get into it.
Y'all would have called me the Godfather and the Godmother. You understand me?
Meech's gonna have a peanut butter over here to the right that you put in between the honey buns to make the cake sandwich. And then he gonna have the peanut butter over here to the left for special visitors.
What's funny that you just said that. I just seen somebody on TikTok take a honey bun and put peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other side, and then they put it in the air fryer.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Well, you did that before?
Wow.
Okay.
Shut up. This fool.
Peanut butter player.
Peanut butter player. Yeah, I seen the guy on TikTok.
Long as it's smooth, honey. You know, when I was a kid, I used to like the crunchy, honey, but now
I love
it smooth now, honey.
Woo!
You say you like crunchy?
Do you say it's a guy that's?
No, I used to when I was younger, but now we gotta have.
What kind of peanut butter you eat?
Right now, it is. You know, I get.
Okay, so he said, because you know which one I like. I'm gonna tell you which one I like.
What?
You ever go to the farmers market and they got like the thing where they make it?
Yeah.
That stuff to me that it beats everything.
Fresh.
Because it's fresh. Yeah. It's
making it because we really could just make our own peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, honey. Oh, child. Listen, I've been wanting to sit up here and get real exotic and take get now how we got the bag of mixed nuts with the Brazilians and just take shit out.
Hey.
Okay.
You have all kind of nuts in your mouth, huh?
You better understand what I'm talking about.
That boy say he have all kind of nuts in his mouth.
Understand, honey. Give me a cute little Brazilian and a
hazelnut. Here we go.
Macadamia. Ow! God damn it, what you say?
Y'all know our show always takes a left turn somewhere.
Oh, no.
But you know what? You know what, Meech? What get me right with your sister over there, right? Let me tell you what get is she slipped in there earlier that she liked the crunchy peanut butter, but she didn't want me to let everybody know.
But I knew you was gonna try to go
like
first.
The nuts in my mouth.
I'm not putting no nuts in my mouth.
Oh yeah, you do. His name Peter. His name Peter. Peter Pan.
I don't like that kind of peanut butter.
My favorite was velvet, honey. Velvet peanut butter.
I never heard of velvet.
Fresh, pure, delicious. That was the thing.
Peanut butter, like you said, from the farmers market. Y'all know up in Philly, we got the Amish people and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Pennsylvania. Molly, remember you said hello, Amish girl?
This child said what? A lot of mixed nuts on his palate, girl. If you
You can't never just have a. If we don't have no guests on this show, we can't never just have a regular.
that is priceless. Okay. But you have to, and now until I get my dental work, child, y'all know I can't do nothing crunch fish. Okay. Till we get this grill fixed, honey.
I used to laugh. My grandma used to do that. Remember what's happening?
You know what I want?
Speak for yourself.
Remember when we was little and on what's happening? Mama used to say, "Did your tongue go get stuck to the roof of your mouth?"
Right.
My grandmother used to say that because I wanted to just eat the peanut butter out the jar.
Hey,
I thought, Eric, you don't know that I know some that do.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty then.
Right.
That went well.
Mm-mm.
No, it's right. It's in the same ballpark, child.
Hey, that's cool, bro. You park your ball where you want to park it.
Oh Lord.
And there you have it. Okay, the cheering.
Yes.
So listen.
What else we got?
Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. It was something else I was going to go over, but I think I got it. Let me take a commercial break so we can sit down here and make sure we have some kind of something going on. When we come back, darlings, let's get into a couple of the cards because we have some.
Oh yeah, and then we could probably finish up on time.
Yeah,
it was like 20 minutes to 11. We took good. We took good.
Yeah. So let me do this. Let me do this, darling, and we shall return in just a few moments.
All right, what's up, everybody? So I'm gonna walk you through everything that's in this amazing duffel from Tote & Carry. It's super, super light and super easy to travel with. It has this strap right here, which is nice and comfortable for your shoulder. It has this zipper pocket right in the front, which is perfect for your mask, your wet wipes, and your Purell, so I'm COVID safe. Then there's this big zippered pocket, and you're not even gonna believe what I have in here. So there's 2 pockets right here, and it's perfect for your sunglasses and your phone, so you don't have to like scramble through your bag to look for all those things. And then throughout it, I have my shoes, another pair of shoes, my hat, toiletries, a full bag of toiletries, and 3 jackets. Didn't think I had that much in there, did ya? And then I have my AirPods right here, a book in the big zippered pocket, and just like that, that was everything in this bag, and it carries so much. So Tote & Carry, this is an awesome duffel, and yeah, you guys should all pick one up.
Angelo Ellerby, the Henry Higgins of hip-hop, is the founder, president, and CEO of Double Exposure Media Relations. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in publicity, photography, artist promotion and artist development, makeup artistry, event production, and EPK development. Celebrating over 45 years in the industry, Angelo believes that a culture that does not take care of nor respect its artists is a culture that leaves nothing behind to appreciate. Let Angelo help you make dollars and cents of the entertainment industry. Contact Double Exposure Media Relations at 201-224-6570. That's 201-224-6570. Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meat at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com.
one.
Hi everybody, I'm Lily, and today I want to share my book with the whole entire world. I would read you the book, but one day you might not buy it. Thanks for going on this adventure to the aquarium with me. Bye! At the bottom of the screen to see where you can buy the book. And make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel.
And we are back. Thank you
Hey,
for this.
Lonnie.
Look at there, honey.
Hey, Mama.
Hey.
Say
She
hi.
got a birthday coming up, honey.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Oh, Lonnie birthday coming up. Remember, you supposed to do her birthday. Her birthday
Yes,
in
darling. So listen, what you said that was a big Smurfing purse. Well, there was a token carry.
That was
That
a
was a
tote and
duffel.
carry duffel bag,
That was a
baby.
duffel, honey. And carrying on that for traveling, and then he has one that's larger than that. And
Yes.
now he has pull luggage sets and carrying on. You need to go check him out, toteandcarry.com, honey.
Wait, did he send our stuff yet?
Not
Did he?
yet. I'll let you know when he gets here, honey. Okay.
Baby, he got some nice stuff. I definitely will be ordering things from him. Even if I
Okay.
gotta do it piece by piece, I'm gonna get it.
Exactly.
I
Then
want
there
more.
was something else that I wanted to go over before we go into the cards. I was looking at the description, and Princess put it in here for me. And that there is, first off, many of y'all may remember the story of the gay millionaire.
Oh yeah, the one who killed the
Ed Buck. Ed Buck, he was known as the millionaire because he was a major contributor to the Democratic Party out in California and carrying on. Okay. However, what has happened was back in 2017, he killed 2 black men. Okay. Separately, at separate intervals. And what had happened was, as a hustler, they were homeless guys hustling and carrying on. He took them back to their place, injected them with some kind of drug or whatever, and ended up killing them. Okay. Twice he did that. Well, this motherfucker got charged.
He got sentenced. He got convicted, right?
Yes. I'm going to read the story. This is coming from LGBTQ Nation. This is dated for April 14th. Okay, 2022. Gay millionaire Ed Buck has been sentenced to 30 years in federal prison. Buck, 67, escaped justice for years despite his well-documented fetish for injecting methamphetamine into vulnerable men for sexual gratification. Jamel Moore and Timothy Dean both died at Buck's house. He was charged with the deaths of both men, running a drug den, and enticing others to travel for prostitution and he was found guilty on all charges this past July. In the lead up to sentencing today, his lawyers asked for a sentence that would allow him to give 1 day to be free again, while prosecutors wanted him to be sent to prison for the rest of his life. If Buck were ever released, prosecutors wrote, he would feed his compulsion to inject others until the day he died. 1 death is a tragedy, but 2 is a pattern. Assistant U.S. Attorney Chelsea Norrell told the court earlier today, the LA Times report. Buck pleaded for leniency. Quote, I asked that the court take a look at my life in total, he said, not the horrible caricature the government painted me as, a meth-fueled axe killer. End quote. The court has yet to determine how much Buck must pay in restitution as his lawyers put together information about his finances. Investigators found bank statements showing that he had $3.5 million in several accounts, but his lawyers said the number is, quote, grossly inflated, end quote. Prosecutors want him to be ordered to pay around $52,000 to his surviving victims and a $400,000 fine. Pause right there before I finish this. How in the hell the fine gonna be more than what you're gonna pay the survivors?
Come on.
The fuck is that? The fuck? Anyway, investigators determined that Buck had tied down and injected several individuals with methamphetamine and other drugs. Hundreds of videos of Buck sexually abusing various men, some of whom were unconscious, hurling racial slurs at them, and injecting them with drugs were found in his home. Buck sought out men who were struggling with homelessness and addiction, paying them for sex and to inject them with meth. The man who once ran for West Hollywood City Council in 2007 and championed for Arizona Governor Evan Meckham's impeachment in the 1980s became known as Dr. Kevorkian, quote unquote, in the last decade amongst the local LGBTQ homeless community. In 2017, Moore, a young black gay man, was found dead in Buck's West Hollywood apartment. Investigators heard accusations that Buck was providing drugs to sex workers to watch them take them, but prosecutors declined to press charges because they didn't believe there was enough evidence. Moore left behind a diary that documented Buck's actions.
It wasn't that they didn't believe it. They didn't give a fuck because they was black gay men and they were homeless.
Exactly.
So they can stop that bullshit.
Exactly.
Somebody else.
Exactly. In 2019, Dean died in Buck's apartment from a drug overdose, and again, the same prosecutor declined to press charges. Activist Jasmine Kanick and others argued that the decision was politically motivated since Buck was a large contributor to the Democratic politicians. Later that year, another man overdosed in Buck's apartment and said that Buck tried to keep him from getting medical attention. He escaped and Buck was later arrested in that case. The case that eventually brought justice for the victims was prosecuted by the federal government. The conviction happened 4 years to the date. Moore was found dead in Buck's apartment. I hope that black gay men everywhere know that it doesn't matter if they're sex workers, escorts, gay, HIV positive, poor, unhoused, or even addicted to meth. Their life matters, Kanick tweeted after the conviction was announced. Your life matters. We're on each other's teams. All right. Now, the reason why I wanted to make sure that we covered this up in here is because I have yet to hear anybody else cover this outside of Roland Martin. And now this particular blurb comes from the LGBTQ nation. Okay. I don't hear this in nobody anywhere. I don't hear it anywhere that this man, this millionaire who has a pattern of taking and drugging boys and carrying on. We do not see this anywhere. That they covered at the fact that this motherfucker went to jail, going to jail. Now they're saying that
Come on, fly.
Some people are upset that he didn't get the life sentence, and but he's 67 right now. He got a 30-year sentence. So and because he's going to federal prison, it said that when you're assigned to federal prison, you have to do 85% of the time. Okay. So in that 85%, honey, okay, what we're talking, perhaps we're going to, if it's 30 years, you probably got to do what, maybe 22, 25. Okay. So with that, yeah, there's a high probability that he would probably die in prison.
And first of all, the prosecutor, he needs to be investigated, because why do you feel like it was okay when he was doing this before?
Listen,
What gave you? Was it the money? Or because they was black and homeless and gay and whatever else you want to? Who gives you the right to say no? We're not going to press charges against somebody that you know outright doing shit.
now
But yet still y'all want to lock up our black man at.
Here's the kick. The thing
Still in
of
the
it is
bag of
that
potato chips. They go
that
to jail
particular
for the rest of their life.
prosecutor, I believe that they were the former DA.
Mhm.
They're not saying that they are the former DA because they're no longer there. That person got axed. And that person was the black person, from what I'm understanding. According to Roland Martin, that person was the black person.
Oh, that make it even worse.
Okay.
I don't know. This world is getting
So that deal was just absolutely everything. I'm upset that we're not that this is not taking notice within the alphabet children community.
Right.
This is something that we should have been on. Okay. This is something that now we on every motherfucking thing else.
I was going to say, have you passed that on to like Maddie and stuff and Flame and see? Because maybe they don't know.
No, I think Flame talked about it just recently. I know she may have talked about it on her coffee time, but I want to get her on Laugh and Learn. But this is why this is important. Our community, this is something that's directly related to us. Black men, black gay men, black homeless gay men was killed by a white gay man simply because this was his motherfucking sexual kicks.
Right.
Because
it wasn't like nobody was fighting. It wasn't a self-defense.
Right.
Nothing. He just did it because he could.
Right. And that's why we need to be on top of this. This story here, with his contributions to the Democratic Party are carrying on, this here's a slap in the face to everybody that's Democrat or whatever, because we have this particular stain. If the Republicans wanted to use this, how you get your money carrying on, hello.
And if they might still.
To say that you're thinking that this child was indispensable because he was homeless, because he was a drug addict, means that you did not sit down and value this man's life. See, now this is where we need to come out talking about Black Lives Matter. This is the Black Lives Matter moment. You know what I'm saying? And so where we could go and march and rally and say, okay, yes. Now, we don't want them to be martyrs or whatever because they were homeless and drug addicts, and he took advantage to kill them. Is that what is that the implication here? That we don't want to get into this whole big old to-do about this or whatever? What is this?
Okay, stop. Calm down. You already know the world that we live in. You cannot justify injustice. Okay, they are going to come with every little thing that has been written before time or created as they went along the way. You know how that works. These are the rules that happens in that black book. That black book they say that doesn't exist, it really does exist.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And I try to tell people all the time, when there's an injustice, quit trying to prove what they did to break the law and just try to work on what's right and wrong. And that society doggone push the envelope. Because if you try to go with their rules, they're going to find some intricate way within their rules that's written.
As always.
But here, okay, but okay, let's just take that, because see, now I got to get on the alphabet children. See, this is our shit. This here is our shit. If we want somebody to care about it, we need to be leading this particular band.
And I know some powerful rainbow children that's lawyers. I know one that's in Illinois that he scares me how he win cases. But it's just that people don't get involved where they need to get involved. It's
Right.
Community. So even if that's not your key, which is it, he is a criminal lawyer, what I'm talking about. But even if that's not your avenue, there is a network. All those lawyers belong to, you know what I'm saying? You can network you can start from Newark, New Jersey and work your way all the way to California and have a connection.
So where is not just the alphabet children though? Where are the people? Where is Crump? Sharpton. Anybody else that's in Lives Matter stuff? Where y'all at?
Well,
it's an injustice to a black man.
Well.
And while we on the news and motherfuckers doing shit they ain't got no damn business doing, did you guys see on the news the other day how the black correctional officer from Alaska basically I guess the daughter accused him of rape. I believe he killed her.
I need to talk to
okay.
They fled to New York, but they caught him the other day.
Oh yeah. I heard that.
These fools is doing something. And what about the security guard that they killed in Atlanta the other day?
Right.
Y'all seen that?
Yeah.
And then they just went through his pocket like that, and they just walk up behind him and shoot him in the back of his head.
Yeah. And that's crazy. Absolutely unheard of. Yeah, we're not unheard of. It's just that the idea.
Right. It's just like it's so fucked up. Like the man said, I guess this was one of his family members, his brother or something. He said, y'all ain't even checked to see if he still could have been saved or nothing. That man shot him, and then y'all just walked right up and went in his pockets too.
Right. And then now,
and they caught the one who actually did it, but they still looking through the other ones. But they looking for the other ones who went through his pockets.
They caught him and carried on. And
did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
That shit broke my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, here's the part that I'm having issues with too. And here I need to hear from all of the gun children. This fool of a governor just signed into law, that you do not have to
have a license.
To carry concealed weapons.
Well, welcome to Texas.
Yeah, that's what the fuck is happening. That's what's happening.
Welcome to Texas.
I'm like, what and why?
Because look who. Okay, let's not act like we don't know who Kemp the Pimp is.
Ignorant ass is.
We're not gonna act. Okay, you know, and that stuff derived from them country redneck boys in Texas. Everybody should be able to carry a 6-shooter. You know, everybody that's still wearing 10-gallon hats. Granny 98, and will pull a doggone Clint Eastwood out on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how they've been forever. But here's my issue with that, why I don't have a problem as big as other people. See, I can understand me. I have not got you conditioned into the gun world yet.
Right.
I can understand where you're at with your age. But on the other side, where it becomes hobbies, it becomes sports for people and just like that. One thing and two things for sure. Everywhere that the gun laws are lenient like that, where you purchase, the crime rate goes down because now criminals don't know who packed. Because see, there used to be a hella level of victims. Now the victims going down because what looked like a victim yesterday don't look like a victim today.
Because for me, I just feel like the not having a license to carry concealed is an issue with me. That's an issue for me. Only because, first of all, we already know criminals gonna get guns whether they can have it or not.
Right.
And that's just one.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Let's talk about the gangs in Chicago back in the day before they ever became a major gang problem. When gang problems became a problem, it was because they have better guns and more guns than the police. Okay, the police roll up on you and they got a machine gun. They might have a SWAT machine gun, which is the M16 from back in the day. But then here come Ray Ray, he busts out a rocket launcher. Like, where did you get that? You know what I'm saying? So
like they did. What was that movie that was Chris Tucker and not Johnny Depp, the other one, the crazy one that be doing dumb shit. The one from 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen.
Right.
Okay.
Remember that? And they were sitting in the thing and they start shooting and everything. And then the boy pulled out a rocket launcher. He was like, hold this. He gave him his lollipop. It was like,
right.
Where'd you get that?
Right. But it's crazy because I seen this as a child, this type of stuff. Like, well, how are you not the police and you got military weapons? So I was like, so it's like right now I feel like this. If you look at the crime rates over, you got to take a 10, 15, or 20-year poll and look at the crime rate difference. Texas is not as high as all these places that stay in the news.
That's true. They murder rate really ain't as high as everybody else's.
Because you don't know who packing. The victims are no longer victim looking.
They say you come down here with that bullshit if you want to. That's what you hear. White Texans say, black Texans say.
You see Granny,
Mexican Texans say.
Matter of fact, you grew up in Detroit, born and raised. Remember the little two-wheelers that the old lady used to take to the grocery store? The basket.
With the basket on the front?
That used to be a victim target. That's a targeted victim back in the day when we grew up. Run up on one in Texas.
Okay, because Granny is packing and she know how to use it, believe me.
My thing is this.
I think it was a little reckless though, but
it's
I don't
think people. Look, let me tell you something. Guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people.
Right. People who don't know how to use them. They don't know how to use them.
I think
Kemp did it for other purposes, though. I don't think Kemp did it because he felt like everybody should have. He felt like he did that bullshit so that more black people gonna get killed because they gonna have guns, and the white people gonna be able to say, "Oh, well, I was in fear for my life. He had a gun. Everybody got a fucking gun now." So now they can use that excuse.
Is because
see, that's where they supposed to go back to school.
Without a license to carry concealed. See, now police got more power to shoot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because everybody, in their minds, everybody got a gun now.
Police got more power to shoot, but guess what? Police also got more vulnerability to get shot.
Yes, however,
shoot at me and miss,
about killing these cops.
My whole thing, I'm sick of all this. I'm just so tired because I hear the responsible people say, you know, why should I be punished? And you know, those are the ones who really advocated, like, listen, it ain't as bad as you think. I hear it all the time. But damn it, I don't have time to sit down here and to figure out who the good guys and who the bad guys when we got stupid shit going on because this fool just shot the fuck out this damn out the security officer yesterday. Just come point blank. Okay.
And the way he did it, like I'm still trying to figure it out because they saying he was such a good man and all kinds of stuff. The boy just walked right up to my shop.
Like that was a hit.
That was a hit. That was a hit. Who the fuck just walks up behind somebody and shoots him back in the head?
I'm saying that looked way more personal, way more contracted than what Meech is talking about. That's why I say I don't put the two together.
Well, I put it all together because what ends up happening is that we end up losing who is the responsible one. If everybody starts to go around and lately we're becoming the fucking okay corral here because we have a bunch of recklessness. And at this particular time, those who are not reckless, I can't tell the difference anymore because they're being right now. The recklessness is what is in the forefront. I don't hear folks saying, you know, let's go to the range. You know, we don't have that particular part of the argument in the forefront to balance it out and say, listen, we're talking about responsible gun ownership. We don't hear that in the forefront. What we hear is...
I think it's because it's there. People just don't talk about it because they're the responsible ones. Like, who wants to talk about the responsible people? They want to talk about all of it.
Not only that, Nietzsche, and you can look this up. Like she said, people are not speaking on that, but gun ranges Opening a gun range right now is $1 million a year business. People are going to the gun range 24/7.
Because more people, especially more people and more black people, more legal black people are going to the ranges. They are learning. They are seeing the sport in it.
There's classes. There's classes.
There's teams.
Gun safety, yes, definitely teams. It's like having been on a bowling team.
Right.
It's like you can go there. You got archery teams. You got
Cole said she want to learn that. Cole wants to learn archery.
Yeah, I learned how to shoot bow from this guy. It was a swap. I taught him how to cook deer and yeah. So yeah. But yeah, at the same time, people got to understand it's the unspoken thing. It's like you don't know how many people play golf until you walk on that golf course. Because golf ain't like his doggone the NFL commercial with all the beer commercials and the Pepsi stage shows and all that. And you know what I'm saying? So you really don't know until you walk out there. Hell, I walked out there and I was seeing so many black women with the little skirts on golfing, and I was like, wait a minute.
I told you. I used to go my heels and everything, baby. I'm going. I told you that man asked me, why you?
I wasn't even mad about golf. I was mad at the fact that how much I missed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wait a minute.
It's like trying different things, but we have to understand, like our Caucasian counterparts, their children and stuff are in those gun ranges. They are in those gun clubs. They are on gun teams. They have teams starting at what is it, 10 or 8? Red.
Yeah, it's got to be 10 because down here you can actually shoot on the range in a gun club at 10, but you can actually have your own gun at 12.
Right.
But you have to have the class, that certification class.
That certification thing. Like that black guy that would be on the internet all the time with his kids. Yeah. And I'm not even gonna hold you because I was one of them people. The first time I seen him, I was like, "Who the fuck is this idiot?" Because he had tats all in his face.
Yeah, but he's
baby is smarter than anything I've. He's like, and
he got more certifications than any white man when it comes to guns.
Listen, and his kids is blindfolded, putting together and taking apart these guns, telling you which guns they are, blindfolded. They know exactly. He put it in their hand. They tell you exactly which gun it is. All while reciting shit that he's asking them about this part of history, that part of it. And I'm like, yo, that's what they afraid of.
Right.
They ain't really afraid of these little knuckleheads in the street. They afraid that all of us is going to start teaching our kids that way. They will have the real knowledge and the gun knowledge. And what you going to do with that?
But I'm like Meech. I don't see what the problem is.
You know,
maybe that's what our gun clubs and our social gun clubs should be about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're talking to somebody who I've never fired a gun yet. I am going to go, you know.
Yeah, I think once you're able to do it, and probably after you get over the first shot or two, because it's probably going to scare the shit out you. But after that one, I hope it don't, because it's going to make you feel good.
After that first one. Okay, the first shot is when you get your nerves and your grip for recoil. After you get that first shot, first bullet, then you're gonna get your bearings. That's your second bullet. Then after that, you're gonna learn to uncramp your hands when it comes to loading a clip and safely. You know what I'm saying? But like me, when I take somebody, we're gonna be in there almost 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how you comprehend doing gun safety before you ever shoot the gun.
Safety, you gotta load. You gotta remember it might be one in the chamber. You gotta know all these things.
I took Diamond the morning of her 16th birthday.
I hear that. Yes,
me and her went to breakfast and hung out, and I took her from there. We went to the range. At 16 years old, we spent an hour in there doing gun safety over and over again. Teaching her how to clip, how to load the clip, how to doggone, you know what I'm saying, check the safety. We did all that for an hour up until she was doing it on her own and saying it out loud what she was doing. Once you did that a few times, I said, are you comfortable? Are you ready to fire a round? That morning, Diamond shot a 380, a 9, and a 40.
Baby, that 40 pound with come on, Nace.
I bought her this the drop, you know, that you put and you sent out, the drop had birthday balloons on it.
Oh, I told you I love the zombie ones.
I used to get a pack of the zombies.
I love the zombie ones.
But she lit them balloons up. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like she did the 20, 30, and 50 yard. When I say she did an awesome job, she kept that forever. She had it hung in her room. But it's
I got some of my pictures from the ranges up all on my Instagram.
Yeah, it's like I tell people, you know, all the time. The first time you go, you keep that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to frame it and put it somewhere in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our first time in the range. And you write on the bottom what guns you shot and sign it.
It's just about being comfortable. Like I said, I know for me, it's a stress reliever. It's not like I just want to go out and shoot people. I don't. That's why I don't have a gun in the house. Because I do know that my temper is
your temper is one thing, but your intelligence is another.
But my intelligence and my control. Like I think too, like Lily being here and her motherfucking ass, I can't even hide it high enough because she's there.
I got one that I'm selling out of here because Felonious Phil around here, he gonna make me hurt him. So
geez.
But the thing is, the purple one that you say, the purple one.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of that out of here because that one has no safety.
Well, wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
Look, did you say the purple one?
But see, I wouldn't send it to you either because you have
Lily. Even though I had no safety because Lily here, and then even though
you can't. I can't trust the best child. The greatest child is gonna pick it up.
Right.
So and the thing with this idiot here, we already got video of him. You know, you run the store and you leave in the car. This idiot got the phone, the video, the one in her armrest, and got the purple one out with and talking mess on the video with the gun.
No,
I could have killed him. And the thing is this: you talking stuff, doing this. I'm like, yeah, I got the gun. Doing all this right here, not knowing it's loaded, stupid, and there's no safety on this gun.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
And you know you was wrong because the way we caught you is we found the video.
Wow.
And that right there told me that gun got to go. We can't have nice Rugers and stuff that's comfortable for grown people around this house until he's gone.
Right.
Because this dude, he's a straight idiot. You know what I'm saying? His DNA checks out to be straight asshole idiot because when I asked his donor, how was your childhood? This nigga gonna look at me and say, oh man, I was a good kid. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, you know me. All right, appreciate it. I said, I'm just trying to see where this boy going with his behavior. First thing I did was hung up, went through social media and found that boy mama and called his mama through social media, his mother, and said, hey, how was your son when he was growing up? You know what I'm saying? I'm raising your grandchild, blah, blah, blah. That nigga been from juvie to the big house his whole life. He ain't too long got out. Seth told me a bold-faced lie. You was a problem, and that's why he is a problem, and that's why he's fascinated with the streets because you're fascinated with the streets. That's why he like white women because you stay in jail because of white women. So that's what the problem is.
Wow. Okay.
Wait. You gonna blame all that on genetics?
But it's crazy because it checks out.
I'm just messing with you because I'm still stuck.
I know it checks out. You know what?
Look, Nikki, he had that gun in his hand. Like that's still in my head. I can't.
Okay, it checks out. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a witness right here on this screen that genetics can really freak you out. Meek has seen me interact with my daughter.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And I look at her sometimes and it freaks me out. I'll be like, Lord.
Listen, now them two together. No. It's dangerous. When
Everything
I
I
say
asked
that
was
is mini me,
what?
I mean it. Velvet,
She
that
a
is
doggone disrespect
mini
to run
me.
over a woman and look at
all
me talking
day.
about some. You know how we do that?
Right.
No,
And
I
give her
know how
that.
I
And
used
then
to do it.
and that. Right.
Ignorant ass.
Child. Well, listen.
Oh, I mean, that's it. Like I said, Meech, I feel like we should get Naga back. See how they feel about it. I mean, we know that there's a chapter here. I know because I belong to it. There's a chapter.
Well, I'm going to go to the range because he offered to pay for my very first. That was the thing he offered, and I told him I would do it. I'm just got to coordinate that so that I can go and do all that. I think I might do it on my mama's birthday.
Okay.
My
mother's birthday
safety
is
move because I'm that purple one. Somebody Miss Marie wanted, so I'm gonna sell it to her because there's no children in their house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
and I'm still gonna get that non-lethal gun. I love it. It's so cute. I want that damn gun. And just because, Red, I feel like I can let my anger loose with that one. Like I'm gonna just let off a whole bunch of pepper balls. Like, how dare you do something to me? I'm gonna set your face on fire.
Well, I mean, at the same time, you got to remember this. Even with the one my riding partner, the one I hang with, that one, they make rubber rounds for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I like that non-lethal one has it shoots the pepper spray balls, the rubber bullets, and the and tear gas balls.
Right. So
Yeah, Paul. That thing $450. It's not like it's, you know what I mean.
But at the end of the day, like I know, like my one that I carry all the time is the perfect size for Mr. Meat because it's hand size.
Okay.
He done held it already.
I was just about to ask you. That's the one over at the other child's house. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what you said, the other child. Come to think of it, the other child bought the big stuff when we went and got the big boys.
Yeah.
When we bought the big boys, did you know the other child that was all the front? That day we got to the range, it's crazy how people talk how they so hood and they done so much in their life.
Right.
Until it comes up on you. And now here it is. We all at the range. Remember it was 4 of us.
Right.
Because it was that nigga. And it was Princess and her. All of us had the big boys. Because me, Princess, and her bought ours the same day in the same store.
Oh, that other child. That other child.
Right. So here it is. All of us got the big boy toys in there. This the first time that we opened them up. They brand new. We only bought them like 2 or 3 days before we went to the range.
Wait, what y'all had though? Shot?
All of us got AR-9s.
Oh, y'all did have the big boys.
You ain't see my AR?
No.
Oh yeah, he upstairs. Him ain't nothing to play with.
I bet.
I got 100-yard scope on it.
I never saw one of them before.
I got 100-yard scope on it that you can't see that the dot is on you. Only I can see the dot. Yeah, so at 100 yards, I'm like you right here in front of me. I got you. So it's crazy because when everybody was opening up their stuff and getting everybody they putting on goggles. Well, see, mine already had. When I was in the store, when I bought that thing, I bought all the bells and whistles, the earplugs. I bought the doggone wrap glasses, the whole night. So I was good. I had my own kit. This fool opened up her thing, loaded up. Everybody loading up, putting the clips in, click, 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 click. Okay.
Click, click, click.
So here it is. First, you knew something was up. The way the nigga swung them, swung the gun around, and everybody was like, "Yo, bro, what the hell are you doing, player?" Okay.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So I was like, you know what? You go ahead first. In denial. We done laid all these things up there. Now, these white folks in the other one, they looking at us like, what the hell they got going on?
Right.
Because we look like we finna go to war. So it's like, we We telling her go ahead and shoot first. Now you got a brand new toy you done spend all this money on because them things ain't cheap for the big boy. And you stand there and say, nah, I don't want to shoot that. All of a sudden at the range you turn oosh. Nah, why did you just buy all of that gun and then turn around and get to the range and act like you scared of it? Okay. I had to threaten. I was like, yo, pick up that gun right now if I hit you with the back of mine and shoot it, you know what I'm saying?
So.
But you were so gangster.
That's what
And then shot it like I would expect Meech to shoot it because he's never shot a gun.
It almost blew her out the back of the door.
It was like, I was like,
that means you ain't even holding it right. You gonna hurt yourself.
That means that you ain't never really shot no gun.
You ain't shot no gun.
You just shot your mouth off. Because I did like this. After she did that thing, I said, okay. I said, well, look. All right, step back. I stepped up, reloaded her clip, plugged it in. I said, let me see how yours work. Because hers is all, she bought this dumb, it just stiff. It looked like it looked like the ones they do the flipping with the rifle. It was so
oh, like in the military when they doing
that. Right. Color guard looking thing. So I grabbed her. So I grabbed hers. God, I loaded. I'm like this. I tell them hit the doggone thing. They slide it back. I said, no. I said, take it out. Take it all the way to 50. Take it all the way to 50. When they get to 50, you get to 50 yards. I brought that thing up. Boom. Did I do this?
And that's what I was about to say. Well, Red, did she hold it down lower than what she was trying to shoot? Because when you got that big shit, you have to point lower than what you.
That's what I said. That's what I was trying to show her. When she was shooting, she wasn't really hitting nothing. So when I sent it all the way out, I sent it out twice as far as she had it. And I bought it like this, and I bought it to the abdomen. Mm-hmm. She was like, why you got it like that? I said, these headshots. She was like,
she ain't never shot no gun before.
And when I said these headshots, all 6 of them. Pop, 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 pop.
Because the recoil is going to bring it up. You have to shoot lower because it's going to come up.
Slid it in like this, and I looked at her. I said, here, take your gun over there and unload it like that. And I picked up mine. Never shot mine. Now, mine is a straight Rambo toy. It looked like something out of like G.I. Joe. So,
okay.
Now you can hit. Ask me. He said, now you can hit the button and then flip down. You can put it in a book bag. Like
you got all the bells and whistles. You got the nice toys.
Right.
You got the nice toys.
So I pulled mine up. Girl, the recoil, it ain't as bad as a doggone carving knife.
Really?
Like carving a turkey.
You need something like that.
Wow.
And that's stuff, and it's coming out. Pop, 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 pop. It ain't no boom, boom. Pop, pop, pop. Oh my God.
Yes, I want to see him. We gotta go. Because I told y'all the biggest thing for me, like when I shot shooting a 380, shooting a 9mm, not that big of a deal. It was like once I knew what I was doing, it was fine. The hardest time I ever had was shooting a 12 grade, the shotgun, because there's so much recoil, and you have to make sure that it is placed in that damn pocket.
You have to know how to hold it.
If you don't put that motherfucker in the pocket of your goddamn shoulder and right
now,
there.
What I had an issue with is I used to own a Mossberg 12 gauge, and it was the pistol grip riot gun series with the doggone the extra bullets on the top side.
The extra one, yeah.
And it was stainless steel with the black fixtures on it.
Wow.
And I'm talking about, but when I let that thing go, you don't hold it up here on the chest. You get low with that thing, and you make sure your arm got this going. And I'm talking about, you can put 7 of them in the gun.
Oh shit!
And you can stand there. You can either trigger that thing or you can jack that thing. And I used to get up in that and get out there in the woods, and I let that thing go right with the slide. Boom, 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 boom.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. The first time when I shot that thing the first time, and even though as prepared as I was, because even after my sister,
it'll jump out your hand,
baby. Listen, and I told y'all I would go to the range. I go to the range in my heels and all kinds of shit because I need to know. Like if we at an entertainment thing, some shit pop off. Like I ain't got time to kick the heels off. That first one, no matter how prepared I was, that first one still was like, damn, bitch. I was like, what? I felt like that motherfucker was about to take me out the back of the goddamn door. Now, like Red said, after you get that first one, then it's like, okay, this what this is.
Because of what it is, it's going to make you respect it.
Listen,
once you respect it,
but it damn sure felt empowering. I'm gonna tell you this: a girl with a motherfucking shot. I was like, wait, bitch, can I learn how to hunt now? I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I don't know, but I just felt so empowered. I was like, yeah, bitch, I shot the 12 gauge shot.
That's why you see those when those guys go skeet shooting meets.
Yeah.
When you see them stand out there and they have those jackets on, skeet jackets, and they have the little patch, it's a cushion under that doggone suede patch.
Oh, so that they can. Okay.
So when they hold it like this, they you know what I'm saying, and they hold it down.
I need some glasses before
they pop
we
it in like this. Skeet shooting is cool because remember, shotgun shells go like this.
Right.
So it's like this.
And that's what made me excited too. When I shot the 12 gauge, because I like using those zombie things, the first one was kind of low because I had shot it. I pointed it even lower, like down at his legs. But when it went up, got them all in the groin. And you know, they platter out like this. And the man, remember the man I told you about, he was like, now what he do to you? Why would you do that?
Wow. Okay. What you say?
But yeah, that's right there is a good thing for us to do too, the ski shooting.
Yeah, I want to do that.
We go out there because all you got to do meet, I'm telling you. The whole point of shooting is following and being in front of it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because if you shoot before it get there, that's when you get it. That's when you're able to get it. I just want to be able to be real live. Hear somebody say, pull.
Yeah, because all you gotta do is
when I see that on TV, I was like, I
when you say pull, when you say pull, you should be moving your weapon already.
Right.
It's locked and loaded. It's like this. Pull. You're already moving with the pull. Pull.
And wait, y'all know why I want to do it, because that's another thing that white people don't expect us to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like doing stuff that they don't include us in.
Me too.
Right.
The little white guy on TikTok had me cracking up. It was a guy, he was at the golf thing, right? You know how to go like turf club or whatever, like you just go. And the guy, he hit that motherfucker ball so hard. He said, God damn. He said, black people, can we just have one thing? He said, I thought that y'all was going to let it go with Tiger Woods. Can we just have one sport? He said, you just shot that thing to the goddamn out to the stratosphere. He said, we can't have no. He was like, well, at least we'll still be able to have tennis. He said, God damn it, motherfucking Serena Williams. We can't have shit. Yo, it was.
Oh, baby.
I don't know what.
Maybe once we learn how to do it, it's a done deal for y'all. You understand?
I mean, it's just because you know what? Again, what you say earlier, take the emotion out of it, and we all be sportsmen.
Exactly. Let's just do it.
It don't matter what color you are.
Molly learned how to bagada boat. I ain't even know black people. When Molly was doing it, I didn't even know what the fuck it was until they got into it. But that's why I said I loved our PAL program up in Philly. They had them golfing, bagada boat, and they did it they rode the boats, but to the beat of like a drum, like an African. Right. There's somebody on the back playing a drum. So they had the boat to that. And I'm like, come on, black kids.
Right.
Some North Philly kids. But
I tell people all the time, coach your kids and find stuff that you don't see in the hood for them to learn. And that's what I loved about I loved my mother growing up. First 9 years, I was the only child. But let me tell you, in that 9 years of my life, I had religious studies. I learned how to the Jewish stuff, the Muslim stuff. I had to go to these classes every day after school. I learned all that stuff growing up after school. When one class was over, and next semester, I went and took boxing. Had the Muhammad Ali the boxing glove thing, you know what I'm saying? I met Leon Spinks, all them. Okay, growing up as a kid, I learned how to box. Then after that, when that was over with, she stuck me in doggone Aikido classes. So I'm
just
in Aikido.
Something to do.
Right, and these things right here always led to tournaments and trophies. And then she had put me in gymnastics. And I'm telling you, the first time I did a doggone forward roll and stood up on my feet on a damn balance beam, I thought I was the shit.
Well, you couldn't tell me shit when the first time I was able to do a penny drop off the uneven bars. Baby, I was about 4.
See? But guess what? We wasn't supposed to be involved in this stuff.
Right.
Oh, hell no.
Right.
Because, honey, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to the damn Olympics, but I got pregnant with Timmy.
Okay,
but,
I'm going to tell you, because when I was in the keto class, wasn't no nappy head people in there.
There was no other black
They take Kung Fu and karate.
I went to
Right.
gymnastics up in the northeast part of Philly. Like now, a lot of black people live up there. But when my mom first moved up there, remember I told y'all my mom had to cuss people out in the complex and all kinds of shit like that. No black people lived up there. I went to that Catholic school. It was from K to 8th grade. There were only 3 black kids in the whole entire school, and I was one of them. There was no other black girl in my gymnastics thing. None. So it's
what you
don't
see.
expect us to do that.
If you have parents that culture you, you can become a pillar in the community when you're older. And it also gives you the mindset to teach the other generations that you can do and be anything you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I grew up in the city of Chicago.
Old films of like for me growing up, I didn't have Dominique dolls. I didn't have her till after I was already an adult. So Nadia Comaneci was it for me.
Right.
And then Mary Lou Retton. But I'm able to show Lily all the black girls, Simone Biles, Dominique Dawes. I can show her because she loves gymnastics too. Like, look, it ain't got to be no anomaly no more. You can do this.
You can do whatever.
Right.
You got to think about it. That photography bug in me, that comes from my father. My father was a professional photographer. My Uncle Stanley that you hear me on the phone with, he was a professional photographer and a certified electrician. But when I say my dad was a photographer, who the hell you know in the inner city of Chicago in the Midwest that scuba dives and take pictures?
That's what I'm talking about. We was just talking about that today.
A whole wetsuit. Ain't nobody got no wetsuit in the hood.
Wait, me and Lily was just talking about,
Okay.
I swear to you. Wait, Lily, come here. We was just talking about a wetsuit the other day. I said, Grandma, I really want to go like scuba diving, but I always been scared of a wetsuit, and especially now more than ever because I'm fat and I feel like I might not be able to breathe.
No,
and y'all know she be so dramatic. She said, Grandma. I said, girl, Grandma's scared. I said, but I've been losing some weight. So maybe we can try it.
You know that shirt, that hoodie that I work out in? It's made out of the same material. It's actually a wetsuit material. Yeah, when you put it on.
The new sauna pants I got is real good. Them things is long, and they already got the waist trainer built into them.
You go to that, what's the name of that place, Meech? I went to the cut something with a K. But that's the name of the company, and all this stuff is made out of that material.
I remember you, because when you first got it, when it came in the mail, you were showing us because you had the hat and everything.
Yeah, and I'm telling you something. When I put it on to go to the gym, when I get to the gym, I have already activated just that drive, that little 5-minute drive.
The heat already activated.
Already activated. So everything I do from that point on is wide open. When I take that thing off, a full puddle.
Baby, every time I take it, I watch my every time I come home now. Because it's just, I don't be playing no games. Me and Cole been getting it in too. But yeah, I wanna be able to scuba dive. But we were talking about that because her GoPro, the GoPro that she has is made for underwater.
Underwater, yeah. Yeah, it was hard for me. Like telling my friends come up and they come to like hang out at my dad's house. They come up at the back porch and they were looking like, what the heck is that? And I got to explain to them tanks that you wear on your back when you go under the ocean.
Okay.
And he looking at me like, what kind of niggas? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That part.
It's so good. It's so good to just open up your kids to different things. Just let them do different stuff, and it's okay if they find out they don't like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let them explore because they're going to find something that they absolutely love. Lily had a hard day at dance class the other day. For the first time, Miss D had to get on that ass. She wasn't paying attention. She was so focused on one thing. Like Lily is like, she has to get something down pat before she moves to the next thing. And they're doing the ribbons things now. And she said, Grandma, but I saw them going to the next move, but I was so into making sure I had that one right that Miss D was like, pay attention. Y'all know she don't respond.
Right.
I said, baby, let me tell you something. You are good at dance. Every day is not going to be an easy one. Don't you let one hard day mess with you. All you know is next time when you go to that next step, remember the first time that you were so hell-bent on the last step that you missed the next one. So you know this time not to miss it. I said, but that's because you good at it don't always mean it's going to be easy. And
Exactly.
that's another thing. And I know that sometimes there's some things that we just be like, that ain't for them.
Right.
But when you know it's something that they can do and they really like, we got to also encourage them not to give up either.
Right.
You got to know when to say it's okay. We can let it go.
I started letting this boy with this football thing he been doing.
Yeah.
I started letting him go in because I was like, okay, you know what? I said maybe let me just pull up and let him out, and just tell him when they finish, come outside.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe with us sitting in there was a problem because, and then I thought about it. I'm like, one day I was sitting outside. He came out early a little bit, just a little bit early. He said, "Coach, want to see you." I'm like, have you messed this up too? I'm like, okay, well here it is.
No, you all ready for him to be in trouble.
But he was. So I get in there.
I be rooting for you,
I
nephew.
get in there. I said, hey, what's going on? He said, the boy. He said he be trying to shortcut my exercises and my workouts and he think I don't see him and everything and this and that. He said I just want to make sure you good or whatever. I looked at him. I said, man, bruh, I don't give a shit if he got to crawl out to this car, work his ass.
Okay.
Listen, when Redman and Marley was boxing, they turned to Timmy Goddamn, right? Because he professional boxing. I'm standing outside on the porch. I see them running around. They running outside. Now, I don't think y'all know we call our fire hydrants water plugs in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he done ran them through the water plug or something because these motherfuckers done came back dripping wet, right? I said, what you doing to my kid? I said, they went through the water plug. He said, no, they ain't going through no damn water plug. They sweating. And I was like, what you doing to my baby? That motherfucker turned around and said, he said, get the fuck in the house and mind your business.
Okay. Right.
I said,
All right. Listen.
but
Good.
sometimes
Right.
we gotta let the coaches do what they doing.
Let them do it because if you
We
trust
are,
me with your kids.
we are different when we do powerful things. Yes.
So on that note, that's a cute way to end this chat. Let me get out
Yeah,
this
and you
chair.
know what? Before you take off, when we get done, as soon as we get done, I need to ask you a question there, Mr. Clean.
All right. So that there is that. Listen, sweeties. This here is we're going to have a couple of things that's just ongoing. And as long as we have the discussion here, we're going to keep it open so that you're able to get here to share your thoughts and your views, because the only way we're going to learn and to grow, elevate, take us to that next level is to continue to have discussions to where not only you're talking because you got a point to make, but you're also listening so that you can learn.
Yeah.
Once we learn and come out of the fear mongering, come out of the gotta be right, come out of the emotional attachment that we have to certain arguments, and able to say, look, this is what this is. I can rock with it to this point, or I can't rock with it, but I understand this is a part of the world.
Yeah, be willing to understand what somebody else is saying.
We can move, we can dirge, we can actually help shape it, actually. Okay, listen, if we're going to do this, then hell, as a people, we got to shape it so that this don't get out of control. You know what I'm saying? And that there has got to be paramount for all of us across all orientations, across all spectrums of the populace of being human on this planet. Okay. So having said all that, darling, you may finish all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished.
Yes.
And you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat and Aunt Nikki and the big guy allied down there, honey, Minister Hayes today. Okay.
Part of the show, at least. Look,
okay.
Part of it.
Listen.
For the last half, let's just say for the last half, he been Minister Hayes. But that first part, that was Big Rick.
If you love us, tell all of your friends and your family, your friends to like, subscribe, share. Come on into the conversation. But if you hate us, hate something that we said, don't like it, want to be argumentative, want to be stank, want to be hater, then you can sit up there and tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, and share, to come on into the conversation. Because what you have to understand and will understand, overstand, understand, understand, honey, is that everything that we're doing over here with Three the Hard Way, the Syndicate, everything that we're doing will move forward, darlings. Okay, having said that, darling, let's do that. We'll get with you guys the next appropriate time. Y'all see me adjusting because this goddamn chair's getting on my ass is letting me have it.
Why two? The sciatica is starting to act up.
It's the pillow. It's the pillow, child. And because it's this pillow. So having said all that, darlings, we will let you guys have your evenings. It is Friday and Friday night. So for those of y'all trying to get to the club or whatever, go have fun, but be responsible here. So as on
is those the black condoms?
No, these are
the black on condoms. Oh yeah, make sure y'all go get y'all some of them.
Okay. Be condoms, honey. So on that note, my darlings, woo! Oh, and darlings, scene.
Bye, y'all.